upcoming.
Okay, we're live now.
Okay,
it just took you a
now.
second.
Yeah, you hit live now. Yeah, it was still upcoming just a moment ago. All right, let me start this out with
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Start this out with a little coin for anybody in the viewing audience. God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. One day at a time.
Yep, amen.
This is not mine. I've never been to a meeting or anything, but you know, this is my deceased uncle's, and he was a real fucko. Not to jump into the vulgarities right as soon as
right.
But cheers, guys. Cheers, Gray. I'm happy to
Cheers.
be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here on another day. Just like just like you say, on just a lot of simple short posts. And I'm like, man, that that really means something. I might scroll past it and just give a casual like, but it really means something to see someone just happy to be here,
What are you talking about? A post that are you talking about something?
Like
I was trying to type something.
Whatever you might post, like another day, another day above the ground, right? Something like that,
Oh, so you just talking about some of the posts that sometimes
something positive, something positive.
Like when I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, you see so much negative shit out there, and it's like, I don't want none of the negative shit. I just I would like a little positivity,
Right. Well,
push this back over.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck. I blanked it, man.
Happens.
Oh, I know what you're saying, though. It's like, I was going to say, it's like, there's times that I'm going through stuff and I might make a few like negative posts, but usually, like when I've been in a bad way and I've made some posts that were kind of like, because I was in such a bad, sometimes I've went back and took them down just because that really wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like I just was in a bad place in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially there's been times that I've like fell off the wagon. I'm drinking. And then late at night, I start fucking making a bunch of bullshit posts, like talking down about myself. Next morning, I wake up and I'm like, people like commenting going, what the fuck's wrong with you, Cloud? Hey man, you're all right. Bad, and I'll go back and I'll be like, fuck, let me take this shit down, like, I try not to do that too much.
That's not really me, and I don't want to present that as myself. Yeah.
Right. It's like,
that's
like
when the darkness inside of me, talking.
It's like I don't want, like last summer when I first started streaming, I was doing I was kind of drinking a little bit on stream, but I really didn't show, but I was being a little bit more like this, but I was doing some streams more in the evening then. Cause I would, I would get like during the day, some last summer, I would I'd be here broke, fucking down and out.
Yeah.
And this is before I had started doing the sign thing over near the trailer. I'd just take off walking into town and it'd be like 5 mile walk, but I'd wear my sign. I got a string on it. I just wear it. I'd just go just because I didn't want to sit at the trailer. And then I'd get out, come up with a few dollars. Like my goal would be like, okay, I need some dog food today. I want to get a couple of joints. I might want something to drink. I need to have this to eat, But when I'd try to do all that within a day, make my way back, because usually I'd get a ride if I had to walk all the way.
Yeah.
I'd come back that evening and get everything kind of geared up, get kind of buzzed up. I'd already have a bud, but, and then about 7 or 8 o'clock, I'd do a live stream. And,
oh, yeah.
But I don't mind doing that, but it's like I don't want that to be like I don't want that to be my persona online. You know what I mean? Even though that's part of my life that I do smoke weed, but my struggle with that, you know what I mean? I don't want to like.
You're preaching to the choir, man. It's same here. It's like I don't want this stuff to be my persona, but it. All these.
It's part. Yeah,
it's like Jägermeister bottles here. It's like I can't deny that. That's a part of me, and those are on top of other Jägermeister bottles.
Well, it's just. I don't want my channel known for that, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to attract people to my channel just because they like to see some fucked up dude.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I want, like, if I'm fucked up, like if I happen to be fucked up on a stream, that's one thing. But I don't want that to be what attracts people. Like, man, you got to check this dude out. That's what was kind of happening last year.
Yeah.
Like, there was one stream that we had like 30 or 40 people in last on a fucking Thursday or Friday evening one evening last summer. You know, like it got kind of like, that was the first time I really needed moderators. I was using the YouTube app. I had never used that. And it was like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, whoa, this is fucking, it was just weird. And then I think at some point I realized people are coming because I'm just being crazy. You know, like I was just like, you know, and it's like, there's a time and place, but like, I didn't want to build that as my main premise of what if you see me that way every once in a while, that's one thing, but like, I don't want that to be because once you build something and you build an audience based on one thing, if you're wanting to branch out or you change a little bit, then you risk being, let me take that. I didn't know that was still up there. Okay. I didn't know that message was still there.
No, yeah, you're preaching to the choir, man. Yeah, where that has become a person's brand. It's like,
like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, you see on my channel.
Yes, just say that if I were a bigger YouTuber or whatever, it's like, well, my streams are all quote unquote semi-sober streams that I pull down, afterwards, because that's a fucking embarrassment. Like, I might let somebody.
What do you mean?
Might let somebody have access to clip it if they were in the stream, right?
You talking about like the ones when you're like a little too fucked up or something?
Well, it's like it could range from just having a drink to
3 hours from now you're slobbering.
Yeah, exactly. Or it ends up being 6 a.m. and whatever, and it's like, oh man. Well, and I'm on, my head is down here, right? Like, okay. It looks
like we might have someone watching. I'm seeing. Do you see that?
No, I can't see any viewers, but there's one. It's me. If there's more,
are you?
Not.
Are you in the?
I open the window so I could put a thumbs up, because I believe the thumbs up encourages other people. Or encourage the algorithm to
that's the main thing. The thumbs up helps the algorithm. If the more likes it has, the algorithm goes, hey, people are interested in this, so I'm going to push it out to more people. You know what I mean? Like
I think so.
But
we were saying.
What you're saying is, are you still in my YouTube? Like, do you have my channel open right now at another place where it's showing like I have a viewer then? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pull.
Oh, wait, it could be me.
We'll pull out and we just talk about whatever we were gonna talk about, which I think was our the origin of our names, such, right?
Yeah. Give me a second. If this lags for once, just let this lag for a second. Let's hope this don't mess it up.
Oh, did you not share?
I need to make my Jesus Calling video public now. I'll explain in just a second.
I think it was.
Oh, let me know real quick. If you'll look, you might see it on there.
Yeah, 1 hour ago, 11 minutes and 8 seconds.
Is it public?
Yeah. 1 hour ago, 11 minutes and 8 seconds long. Yeah.
What? How many minutes? Oh, see. Right, because if it's unlisted, if it was unlisted, you would not see it, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. So this was 1 hour ago.
Okay, I must have made it public. The reason I say that is
I did get a notification.
I didn't mean to interrupt. A while back, I watched. Now I don't know how real this is. I think I noticed a difference, but I had watched you know how some people would make videos about what works, like how because the algorithm's always changing, and like from one year to the next, like the way you did videos last year might not be the same this year. You might need to do something a little different if you're still trying to reach people. And for some reason, this creator said that he had learned. He's like, you would think, because the way I always uploaded was just automatically just upload it, and it gives you an option. Do you want this to be unlisted, public, restricted, whatever? I just always say not intended for kids. I don't really age restrict, but you know what I mean? It's like
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I forgot what I was even talking about.
Well, just about the channel people saying such.
Oh,
and
the
such
guy
about,
okay, this is what the guy was saying. And so the guy said he learned it seemed to work better if when you first upload your video, leave it unlisted, like you upload it as unlisted, and then wait a little bit after it's got done uploaded, then you go back and you make it public. He said the reason you do that, it made sense to me. He said when you do that, it's giving the algorithm time to look at and observe the video and figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Am I being too loud?
No. I could see that, like it giving the algorithm time to process, and then you set it as a premiere or such, right?
Yeah. Because he was saying, well, he said it doesn't even matter. Yeah, like you can. He said it doesn't really matter if you make it a premiere or not. You could just make it straight public. He said that's up to you. But he said, given it time to upload as unlisted, and then even if it's just 5 minutes after it's uploaded, because I'm sure it don't take that fucking AI that long to process that video and figure it out. But what it's doing is giving it kind of time to figure out where it's going to push it out to. Whereas I guess if you just go straight, once it's uploaded automatically as public, it's just already there. And like it kind of like it takes it longer to figure out. I don't know.
Tags.
I think that it's causing my videos to get a little. I think I'm getting more views. Like I'm noticing now here lately, when I look at some of the Jesus Calling videos a day or two later, I'm starting to see a few more, a little bit more views than I used to see. Like used to it be just like, 8 or 9 views maybe. Sometimes I'm getting, up to 30 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder the difference right here in between June 18th, you have 19 views, and 19th and 20th, you have 7 each. And then 21, you have 22 views.
I think
YouTube is a mystery to so many people, and they think they know like little tricks and tips.
Right.
What was that? Game magazine way back. Tips and tricks. Yeah.
I'm not really worried about it. It's just I happened to catch that, and I thought, well, let me try that. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm not really chasing the algorithm. Because I've seen all them videos that explain the best times of the day to upload. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing it in the mornings, 8, but between 8 and 10 is a good time. Between 12 and 2 or whatever the fuck. And it's like, to me, that's just too much. It's like, I understand, like someone that's really trying to make their channel big so they can really make a living at it. I can understand that maybe. You're trying to find the best way that you get the most views and all that because you're monetized. You're trying to make your actual living. But it's like, to me, it's like, I just want it to, whatever happens with the channel, I want it to be more natural, not like forced.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes all the difference when somebody shows up in the chat, and then you say, hey, so and so, and it's one of your long-term viewers, right? Long-time viewers, and it's like, oh well, yeah, you just missed this, right? And maybe the algorithm or whatever it be didn't push it out to them. Maybe they were busy in the moment, at 9 in the morning, right? Or when we're live. When you and I are live right now, maybe they're busy right then, but then they're free at 10:30, right?
Right.
And it's like, well, we only went 80 minutes, not 90 minutes. So then they didn't even pop in the stream, right? So I mean, just all kinds of minor things that a lot of people really do try to analyze and analysis, right? They hyper analyze every little thing, like, oh well, if somebody's in my chat right now, this means this. No, not necessarily. YouTube is a very mixture mess, and I guess we had a topic. It was ourselves and our usernames. Would you like to go first, or?
Oh, you're talking about a topic for us? Yeah, I know. I was just trying to wait for because as far as talking about why I'm Gray Cloud and stuff, or because Gray Cloudy Day is my username as far as on X and on here as far as the channel. But I make it very clear that Gray Cloudy Day. I hear some people call me Cloudy Day, or they'll be like Gray Cloudy. I don't, it's not that big a deal, but it's like I'm Gray Cloud, but the channel's Gray Cloudy Day. It's like, I was just trying to wait before I go into too much explanation. I don't want to explain, but it's a pretty simple, like I told you, and we can go back into it, but I already said some people they just assume it's like it's either something that I just gave myself or something, I can understand that. But a lot of times I've had to explain to people, like sometimes people be like, what's your real name? And I'm like, well, if you ask me the right question, I'll answer it. But my real name's Gray Cloud. And they're like, what? No, I mean, I'm like, well, you asked the right way. Like if someone said, what's your legal name? Then I'll tell them. But when they're like, what's your real name? Well, to me, my real name is Gray Cloud. And, like I told you, the very simplest explanation before, I figure I can go into the story part here in a minute or two, or I'm trying to wait to see if we got
the way you phrased that. So yeah, let me just comment on that for a moment. I like the way you phrase that because it's like some Wishmaster type stuff, right? It's like Oh
yeah, you talking about the movie?
Yeah, the first two Wishmaster, man, those really tickled me, right? But so I was like, trapped and whatever, and would you like to be free of pain? Right. I was like, yes, please. I wish to be free of pain. I was like, and then he just kills him, and he just And so yeah, if you ask the right question to the right person at the right time, and these are all spokes of the Buddhist philosophy as well. Right time, right meaning, right purpose, right intention, right. There's like 8 of them or so. And Jesus pretty much followed very similar along.
Oh yeah. Lines. I mean, I'm one that now we're talking about names, but just briefly, when you brought up Jesus,
sure.
I'm one that now nobody's really watching. I guess
somebody might at some point.
I think I see that someone watching is showing one view, but you said that could be you. If you still have your app open, huh?
That's not me now.
Okay. It's just whoever's watching is just watching or listening. They're just not.
Greetings and salutations, person.
No, I got a few people that do that. Like there's one guy that let me know, like he used to be in the chat a lot. And a while back he was like, no, I watch. I just don't really say much anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes he sees me live, and I understand it. And I've got a few people, you know how it is. Some people just trying to support you, or they're at work. There's a few people that
too.
They'll be at work, but they can have it on. They just can't be interacting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a few viewers
maybe somebody's just a little shy or something, right?
Oh, there's somebody else just showing up. Welcome to the channel, guys. We're just kind of killing a little bit of few minutes. This is Self-Destruct, Mr. Self-Destruct.
Now a reverend with the Universal Life Church. Johnny had introduced that to me because I don't know, it's a whole that's a whole wormhole, rabbit hole. Into this well, it was because of my father, and I'm not gonna get into it. It's like I had to correct him on so many things because he would preach to me in a bipolar state, right? He would preach down to me as if from a bipolar state, he heard this in church, so he's got to put it on to me because I'm his son. So I'm like a chosen one, right? So
Oh yeah.
Something else. Hi Monique.
Hey Monique.
Yeah, it's just very awkward. So I did, and I was told for a long time, like, oh, I should be a reverend, I should be a preacher, because I would,
Right,
I
like
would correct my father so much on these things, because as a teenager, right, as a rebellious teenager, as I told Johnny, it's like, I learned these things to specifically to shut my father down when he would go on his rants. So
yeah.
I learned the correct things. It's like, turn the
Well,
other cheek doesn't mean just take it and keep taking it. Uh, gosh,
well, I mean,
rabbit hole, man.
anyway, no, not anyway. Bringing up that whole you're a reverend, and then you're talking about the universal mind. You know, every time I've ever heard people talk about, well, I'm an ordained minister. I know that. You know what's weird is years ago when I was in North Carolina, I was telling people at one time I was going around ministering, and I realized if you're truly ordained, you don't need a piece of paper. Because you know where
Right.
you know who really ordains you. Like if you believe in a higher power, a God, a creator, the big kahuna,
Number one, right up there, yeah.
and that's what directs everything, then, if you're truly ordained, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. Does that make sense? Like, I understand but I understand what ordained means. Like when someone's like saying that officially, it means they went to school. They actually did some fucking work to get that piece of paper. It wasn't like someone, you know what I mean?
I didn't do any work. I just typed in my
No,
name.
I mean, I believe we're all ordained in our own way.
Well, yes.
To spread a message. Like everybody has the potential to minister and share their interaction with the divine and stuff. It's like I just choose not to try to. Like I think that's such a personal thing that for me to try to tell anybody they're wrong in the way. Now, like some things are pretty obvious, but anyway, I didn't mean to. Monique said, "Hey again."
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And
but I was gonna explain real quick to. Okay, that's you. So,
yeah.
You're able to chat? You're able to do like I'm doing, ain't you?
No, I opened another window.
Oh, for you to tap into my chat, you can't do it through Restream unless.
Yeah, no, I can't.
That's something we should have.
Not at all.
Before we go live the next time, we might ought to practice that because I might be able to allow that. Can't you do that when you're on StreamYard?
On StreamYard, yes, but
like if I have a guest on StreamYard,
StreamYard signs into Google and everything. But even though I do have Restream, I don't think it can let me sign in on someone else's channel.
I think I think I have the option to make you. Anyway, we'll talk about all that later.
Options,
irrelevant.
Anyway.
So, because for a second.
Well, so how are you today, Monique?
Yeah, that's where I was trying to get to. Because she said, "Hey, I recognize Monique's name. She's watched videos quite. Sometimes you see people in the comments pretty regular, and then sometimes you might not see them for a while. Or you're like, I don't know, you don't have a lot of content on the channel now, but you know what I'm talking about, how it works. Like it's even like that way on X or something, like as far as social media. Sometimes I'm that way. It's like sometimes you'll see me more active in some people's chats and on their live streams. Then other times I'm just not even really participating in anybody's streams, like I might watch, but I'm not even saying shit just because I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
So
that is that is the way a lot of people do. I was doing that for the longest time, and
it's like
a lot of it was because I didn't want to involve myself with, say, stuff like Twitter or anything, right?
Yeah.
Because everything I saw mentioned was drama, Twitter, and I'm like, okay, I just won't use Twitter. I'll just hang out in the chat, and then at some point, I don't know, I got my cojones, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, screw whatever. Let me just get on here and I can form some contacts with all these chill people I've been finding in the chat. And that worked out really damn well, because that's what all this Comicsgate stuff was intended to be about, was networking, creative freedom, and all this stuff. And it's diverged a little bit from
interaction, like a place to meet like-minded people that like some. Like Comicsgate brings you together through comics, but you can meet other people you meet based on the love for the particular set thing that the group's about. But yet, the more you get to know someone, you start to discover different people that also have other interests that are similar. Not just comic books or like for me and
interests, that align, or you see somebody else in somebody else's chat, right?
Right, and if you just see like them,
whoa, I
whatever they
was, into that. Right?
Sometimes someone may even chat, and just something they say will be like interesting, and it makes you like I've been plenty of times watching, and someone's interacting, and I'm like, man, they seem, and then I'll go check them out. Like I'll go to their profile, and I'll be like, they're pretty cool, or like even someone like that's when you watch a stream and there's someone. Maybe it's not like a big stream, it's just a small stream, but you see someone new on the stream, like guests. Never anytime I see someone interested that I've never encountered before on a friend's channel or something, a lot of times while I'm streaming them, I'll be going and just like looking them up to just see a little more about, the person they're talking to at the time.
Really,
especially if it's Godfo did a stream the other day.
Godfo does great streams constantly. Whoever show this guy's on, Dan Evans, whoever show this guy's on, this guy is on target, 100% sharp. Sharp as anything, right? And so
is that the guy?
I have to get. Yeah, that's the guy under Godfo Universe, right? Dan Evans.
Okay, and then you got Josh. Josh is
Joshua the artist, but I'm like, so if I can, I got to get this guy in the room, and I ought not to, upset him, because he's not easily upset or anything, and not like I'm upsetting people left and right, because mostly people seem to get upset on their own and just leave.
Well,
which I had a chat with Dawn about, because
you talking about people getting upset, like you're not intentionally trying to upset someone, but. Sometimes,
they're like, why did you invite me in here? So I'm leaving. It's like, well, maybe I wanted you in the chat in my future streams, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe I wanted to get you on stream at some point. Oh well, then you have to come to me directly, not have me, left and right, free, willy nilly or whatever, right? I don't know. People. There's a lot of extremely anal people in CG, and they don't have to be that way, but they are. They tend to be very dramatic as well. And John's Longbox, man, who some of you guys showed some.
I don't really
want some stuff about. But the Don, he does some work for John's Longbox, and he associates with some people that do some work for him, right? And he told Longbox off. At one comment where Longbox was saying, "Oh, it's just Ethan's group, and Ethan's putting his stink on everything, and whatever."
But Don's still cool with it.
Don's like, "Oh no!" When I was speaking, he just started addressing this comment that John's Longbox had left, and he's like, "I'm not having this stuff," and I'm like, "Oh wait, are you talking to me? Are you talking to?" So I had to pull the window down and go back to it. I'm like, "Wait, were you? You're talking to the guy in the comments." It cracked me up, man. It did crack me up. But
crazy, man. Anyway, I think I'm putting too much thought into this. I think we're doing just fine. We will get back to the name thing here in a minute. As we were first talking, help me stay on track here. I think that was the biggest. I don't know. I think I like doing free flow streaming, like where we just kind of. We do have a topic, but we don't necessarily like. I know what we talked about prior to this.
We don't have to,
But it can get like I want to at some point have like we did that stream that day and we did that video. I thought that was pretty cool. That was the first, and that was pretty intense. I think the next time maybe I need to think of something. Maybe we should do something that's fun, like not so serious.
That was a long video too, and it was very it was drab, right?
But
it was
I would like to explore it again. It's just
sure. Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying is
similar topics, right? Yeah, like you're saying, yeah.
But I was saying that like right around when Monique came in, and I don't know if she's still there because like sometimes someone will say hey and then they're just listening, or they say hey and they're listening or watching and then they might have stepped out. Like the other day I was doing a stream, but he didn't ever, like it was still showing that the numbers didn't go down, and there was like three people watching and there was one person interacting with me the whole time. And then all of a sudden there was this space of time and I was like asking him questions about it because I know him. Like 5 minutes went by and all of a sudden he come back in and was like, oh, hey man, I'm back. I went to the store and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. And he's like, oh man, you didn't even miss me. And I was like, well, I didn't know. I was asking you fucking questions.
I was talking to you thinking you were here. Yeah.
Well, because there was 3 people watching, but only him interacting. Tomcat. He's been, I think he might have been in the chat before. He's a pretty wild character, man. He's got a channel, Tomcat's World, Real,
there's so many people you could shout out. But there's me and one other person. Now I think it's just me. But
anyway, my point is, right around when Monique showed up, I don't know if you noticed, but I was paying attention. At one point we had 4 people, and I was trying to get to where we were gonna. I'm trying to guide it where I understand there's rewatch value. That's what Tomcat told me. Is like you got to think about when you're streaming. Okay, there's not anybody watching. Well, we're together, like especially if it's 2 people on screen, we just keep going. He was like, so what, like it's not about like how many eyeballs are on it right then necessarily all the time. It's you got to think about what the rewatch value is too. Like when we end it, like you said, like there's not always like it's kind of an odd time for me to be here too. But I was trying to,
and a lot of people got to be at work, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, I have there's like some people that the mornings work better. I know that you've seen her in the chat several times when you've been here, I think. Betty Spaghetti.
Well, sure, yeah.
Do you remember that name?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Not intensely.
Listen to me. If you don't remember the stream with Dr. Ben, then you might not remember any of the times. Because you've been with me a couple of different. I don't know how many times we streamed, but you streamed with me
3
more than 5 times, I think.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I don't know, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I mean, I'm saying
we've had a few people, and it was more around lunchtime or so, that kind of
it's usually the couple of times that it's just been me and you, like because you were one of the first people. Tomcat was the first person that I ever really did a stream with and had someone on. Myself, then you were the next person, I believe, and then like a few weeks later, my friend that had a toy channel that really hadn't done nothing in a while because of its health, Lockdown Productions, happened to be in the chat, and then we stopped and restarted a stream with StreamYard, and he came on, which was an interesting stream. If you ever get a chance to go and watch it, I titled it.
I saw that on your page. Yes, I did see that on your page.
The stream will be titled with his name, Lockdown Productions. It was just an interesting stream because I'd known him for a while, but I didn't know that his actual profession was making movie props and shit for movies.
Oh, and very nice.
Like he was working on some shit right then, not for a movie, but he was about to go to a convention that was just for those type of people that were in the business, and they would be presenting their product for all these different production studios and stuff that might be looking for a new, and
A new
He
prop
he.
designer. Yeah.
It was interesting because he had done. He said his biggest job he had was Game of Thrones. He had like
Oh.
I don't remember. He explained. I don't know much about Game of
Damn.
Thrones. I've seen it here and there. I never really took the time to.
That was a crazy huge.
I've watched some of them, but I never was in a place at the time that it was really going on like popular. I was never anywhere where I could have just watched it at any given time. And if I was, it didn't matter to me. You know, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I probably would really enjoy it every time I watch some of it. It's pretty cool.
You have to be in the right frame of mind for a lot of stuff. And Omer and Dawn Draws, right? They were mentioning Rust.
Yeah, Omer Glitch. Huh?
Yeah, Omer Glitch. Yeah, Omer Glitch and Dawn Draws. Yeah, they were mentioning Rust and a few other things, and they're like, these are really good. I want to, or I want to see these, whatever. And I'm like, huh? I saw that it had a low rating on one of my websites, right? So I'm like, well, since Omer said so, I can spend some time and watch it at some point. Don't have the most amount of free time, but when I do, it's like I want to escape a lot of stuff, which I think you and everybody else gets. It's like we either escape into a fantasy realm of our own making or into a book somebody else has made just for a while, or
something,
TV show, Game of Thrones, whatever the hell.
Something you don't have to think too hard about. Like something that takes you away from this world for a minute. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. It's entertaining, and it's got some depth, but you're not having to think about all the damn mundane bullshit that you're maybe going through or something. I love doing it. Like I'm bad, but like I go through phases. I know what you're saying. Like I'll go through phases where I might not watch I might not read a comic for a while, but right now, like I went through a few weeks where I kind of didn't for a minute. And now the past few days I've like picked back up where, like I'm glad I didn't order anything this month because I'm still just now. By next week, I should have
cycling through some stuff. Yeah, I know.
There's a few things. Yeah, I'm catching up on a few things. Like the past couple of days, I've finished up a couple of books that I was in the middle of or towards the end of, and so I'm getting that out of the way. So like next week when I get paid, like I haven't looked at anything really yet, but if I can, I'm gonna spend a little bit of money on something. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to maybe back something and then get some like used stuff off of eBay and stuff.
Well, I want to get Shane Davis's Anatomic and that supplemental that comes not comes with it, but it's going to be like I guess $60 with shipping, right?
Yeah.
So that's its own item. That's its own like thick ticket price item. Everybody acts like stuff doesn't have a shipping price. They say, "Oh, a $25 book." And it's like, no, man, what are you talking about? We're paying $35 because we got to pay 10 shipping. I don't know where they're coming up with these numbers. Maybe because they got more money than we do, right? But so $10 to them ain't nothing. I mean, if Ethan wants to send Shane Davis 49 hot dogs.
Hey, they're stimulated. They're cynic.
Yeah, I was in his chat earlier.
I know. Cynic, I said that to Reverend. To Destruct before we started.
I'm a Reverend now, Cynic. I can marry you and Ruby legally.
I didn't realize that Rodriguez had already started
legally.
Well, no, Cynic, I
like the name.
Tell Cynic, Destruct. Did I not say? Like I thought Rodriguez was keeping his same schedule that he had on Tuesday that he had to cancel. The other day, it was going to start.
I did say
the other day he was going to launch, and it was going to be like 10 o'clock or something. Oh, I didn't know that he had already been. I didn't catch that he was going that early today. Do what?
People in the chat were saying that he might do an 8-hour stream or something like that. So I could get in at any point in time. Yeah.
Marry me too, Gray. You want to Cynic? Cynic? Do you know how long?
I'm not against polygamy, but so I could.
Oh, does he mean? I wonder if he's joking, saying.
Oh, he's going all day.
Okay, he's going all day, boys. Well, my intention is after,
Very nice.
whenever we wrap up here, I don't know if I'll go over there right then because I might,
okay.
I wasn't intending to start this early, but
yeah. But I pressured Gray into it, and since Cynic is here, I would like him to comment as well, because we were trying to start on how we determined our names. Cynic is a good person to ask how he determined his own name, right? But let's go with you, Gray, because mine is fairly simple. But Cynic can post his in the chat,
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I guess
the link or something.
That's what I was going to say, unless he wants to. If he wants to stop in,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll let him.
I can do that. If he's going to go watch Jurassic Park.
Okay. Oh, the new one. I'm assuming he's meaning he's going to the theater to see that newer one. Is it out now? Isn't it out? Or
I have no idea. I'm a hermit. I live in a hole.
No, I mean, I've been seeing the trailers. I guess it's out now. Okay, well, I was saying, Cynic, if you want to stop in, I could see if Destruct sent you the link, but it's no big deal. So we were discussing before the stream. I had said I'd been talking about my name, and I'm Gray Cloud. We had talked about legal names before going on live, which I don't have a problem. I've said my legal name plenty of times. If you look at either one of my emails, it's just my legal name with a number and shit. So one of them's reversed, like where it's my first name and my last name the right way, and then the other one's, Anyway, so that brought up the question. Oh, send me the link. Do you have the link, Destruct?
Just dropped it to him. Just dropped it to him.
I'm interested in how this is going to look because I got it set on the wide. It should still work out, shouldn't it?
It'll squash us all together and closer.
Right, it'll be
even if he's using an avatar, it'll squash us all closer. Like
your picture's looking really good now. Remember, it seems like it changed. Well, I know when we first started, it was kind of like not looking good. You stopped. You came back in.
Yeah, I liked it.
But I just noticed now it's looking a lot something seems to be like real clear now, like more than I was thinking. Let's see if he pops in. But Cynic, what we were talking about. Okay, here we go.
If he's coming in, he might. Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right.
Hold on.
Yo.
Is it
gone?
Are you there? Are you there? Hold on.
I'm here
give
now.
me a second. Okay. I hit the button and then I hit it a second time and it was kind of slow for some reason it cut you off and I didn't mean to.
Okay, yeah, Gray, I get it, bro. You just wanted to kick me. You wanted to do a power move.
You're in a tin can.
No.
Look, I didn't realize that.
Make sure
he's got Wolverine there. You know what I thought I saw? I thought I was looking at a bowl of fucking Fruity Pebbles. I was like,
I do like that avatar though, but make sure you might go to.
I made it last night. A friend of mine always trolls me with this face of Wolverine, and so she'll just send it to me like mid conversation. It could be anything. It could be something important, something fun, and then she'll just like in the middle of the conversation, blow, send me this Wolverine face. And so I decided to turn it into an avatar. It's whatever.
I like it. I like the moon.
Appreciate
I like
it, boys.
the lightning bolts. The bright eyes.
The lightning bolts stand for Sweetie Squad. Nothing else.
I'm gonna grab another bottle of water.
Cynic, you sound like you have a lisp right now. Check your mic one more time.
Oh my God.
I know. It's like your S's were going TH. Everything. Audio communications microphone, right? Okay, you check
I will
that
not
out.
have you be discriminating, my friend.
He's
Because
my
he
friend.
talking funny.
He's my friend too, so I get.
Well, give me a second. I'll be back with you, beautiful people.
Yeah, you got to re-add Cynic once he sorts out his instruments.
Huh?
Yeah, we were talking about our names. We were talking about our usernames, and it's like, Gray has a better story about his than I do about mine, I think. Because mine is
Cynic, wait, is Cynic not here?
Yeah, you're gonna need to re-add him if he's in the back room or backstage. Or
I guess he left. Okay. He might be having an issue. I don't know.
His microphone was a little buggy.
Okay. Yeah. When I was okay. He's back.
Yeah. Nope. Power play.
No.
I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm on my phone, so.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, I told you I'm going to see Jurassic Park in a minute, you assholes.
Oh yeah.
Well, then this
what Jurassic Park is that?
I don't know what the name of it is. Jurassic Park. I hope
it's Jurassic World. Yeah, it's isn't it the third movie in the trilogy?
I think so. I just know everybody keeps talking about it. I didn't have a whole lot to do today, and I said I looked at the theaters and it's out today, so I went ahead and got a ticket. I'm gonna go over there here in about an hour. So.
Oh, okay.
See some.
Well,
dinosaurs, dino DNA.
So, did you hear what he was saying though? Cynic, before we went live, I had mentioned we were talking about names. I don't know if you caught that. Like you were in the chat, and I was kind of talking about it. He's talking about usernames, but I was talking about why I go by Great Cloud. So, and I was thinking I might have talked about that night you were on with me and Cypher. I don't know if we ever talked about it.
Yeah, you talked about it. Yeah, you told me about it.
Right. Well, I just happened to say.
Gave you the name and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I was saying. I was saying nobody. I was making the statement before we went live that when sometimes people ask me about my legal name, if they say, "What's your real name?" And I was just saying, if you've already heard this, Cynic, I said this, and then Destruct thought it'd be a cool topic to discuss why our usernames are our usernames, or why we go, like. And you already know that, but basically, I said sometimes people will be like, "What's your real name?" And I'm like, if you ask the right question, like if they say, "What's your legal name?" I'll tell them. I don't give a shit if you know I'm Jason or not. I'm not Jason. Yeah. Like in my mind, that's not. That might sound like a crazy person. I haven't went by Jason in years.
It's some very Wishmaster stuff. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like you have to word things the right way. Cynic.
Yeah, he would bring up the movie Wishmaster, like when you're wishing for something, if you don't fucking word it right, just
yeah. That's your.
But
I got my name very just by trolling Mitch McConnell, actually. So
that's what I was going to ask next is how you chose yours.
I used to, before I came into Comicsgate, I used to troll like political people all the time. I was involved in like Gamergate, then I trolled political people, and I mainly focused on like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. And Cocaine Mitch is a nickname, right? Because his family owns a shipping. Yeah, his family owns a shipping company.
I had no idea.
Offshore, one of their ships was stocked full of fucking cocaine. So they started calling him Cocaine Mitch McConnell. And so I started trolling him under the name Cocaine Copernicus. And so
So Cocaine Copernicus evolved into Ambient Aristotle.
Cocaine Copernicus evolved into Stimulated Cynic
because I got banned on Twitter, and cocaine is
Oh
a
my
stimulant, and Copernicus is a famous cynic in history. So I became
Yes.
stimulated cynic.
Very nice.
And then Ambient Aristotle is just an alt that spun off of Cocaine Copernicus, because I was like, well,
Yeah,
I'm using
I
like
could see.
these famous scholars and stuff and drugs, and then I also have marijuana Machiavelli. So
Um,
Gray might need to take that one at some point. No,
what?
that's a great that's a great little spiral of a story. It's like everything relates to each other, you know. So I think that's
yeah,
perfect.
I like to.
So
I
it
like to
came-
do that. I like patterns.
Yeah, like patterns, like the autist you are, right?
I'm a little bit autistic. You don't have to make fun of me though.
No, ditto.
Oh,
We love you, son.
I was going to say real quick.
Only make fun of you in a loving way.
So, Cynic, I think I missed something. I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, Ben. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up with Ben because I realized Ben is someone I've known for like several years. Like we met originally on Gab, like probably 3 years ago, I think, or something. Like, really cool dude, man. I just like kind of sorry if I kind of seem like I lost track there.
problem.
I
Because
just thought you were having a senior moment.
when I had where I could read the chat, it was in the, like I hadn't scrolled down to where it was the last message so I could see if anybody had been in there. And I stopped, so it threw me off. I was like, oh, somebody just said something. And I was like, because you were talking about you used to troll Lindsey Graham and stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, I've been blocked by a lot of politicians on my old account. A lot of politicians, and then my favorite block that I've ever gotten was Sean Astin, you know, the guy who played Rudy and then played Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew the name.
I've been blocked by him 4 times. It's great. It's my favorite. It's my favorite scalp I've got.
You are a devil in disguise, man. You really are. You know.
It's
so
just fun stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to ask you to say anything specific about Imprint, but Watermark was like he's got on his little tag below his name, right? Ask me about my book with Imprint. And I asked him, and he's like, I can't tell you anything. I'm like, fuck you, asshole.
He came to me after the whole Ethan thing, right? Where Ethan and all them were EFAPing the video, and he asked me, he was like, before that, it was sort of a joke. It was sort of a joke, and he was like, you know, are you really starting this? And I told him, yeah, I'm trying. Like, I'm really working hard on trying to get the writers together, finding the right artists, you know, getting all the stories put together, and then, you know, actually launching something. And then after the Ethan thing, he asked me if he could be a part of it. I was like,
which the Ethan thing, like to try to clarify for at least for myself, right? The Ethan thing was BTM. Well, Ethan said that BTM and Low Watermark got wasted and trashed Dark Harvest because it's not a real book. It's a preview book, which honestly I don't like the idea of it even being like a preview. I didn't order it because it is a preview book, which is only ever how many pages. It's just regurgitating past material as well. And so I was instantly on Dave's and
when did this happen? I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm following your story. When was this?
I'll give you the
3 weeks, a month ago.
This was probably about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We were on Dave's stream, and people were asking about Dark Harvest, and Dave said, I hadn't read it yet, but if I can give any sort of critique for the price that I paid for it, the time that I waited for it, I feel a little bit ripped off.
Definitely.
And then he said, and I quote, now, I'm not talking about the story. I haven't read it yet. It could be the best thing Ethan's ever written, you know, before. I'll let you know.
That sounds like Dave.
Read it. And so that was the critique. And, you know, he was just discussing like, man, it's like a $40 book, $30 book. and it
Yeah.
it was supposed to take. It took like an extra year or something, and all you got
Something
was
like
like 4
that.
extra pages. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so but Mark then started talking about the story of Cyberfrog, and he asked me, well, Mark,
Oh,
Mark said, I don't see Cyberfrog as a hero, and I'm sort of tired of waiting to see him become a hero. I think I'm out, basically, is what he was saying. He's like, we'll
sure,
see.
sure. I could see that.
I remember
And
that
then
discussion. I think.
Yeah, and then Julio asked me, he said, Cynic, you're a writer and you're really pushing for imprint and all this stuff. He said, how do you feel about it? And Mark, sort of co-signed and said, yes, Cynic, you're writing, let's see, what do I have right now? 4 books that I'm working on? 5 if you count the Ruby's book that I'm co-writing or
Right.
assisting.
Damn.
And so I just told him, I said, it's very simple. You've got to follow the hero's journey if you want to write a superhero comic, unless you're going to do like an anti-hero or a villain or something like that. And you can do those, but Cyberfrog is supposed to be a Captain America, Superman. You know what I mean? He's a hero.
It's strange because Cyberfrog is kind of like on the outskirts,
Yeah.
trying to be on the outskirts of it. Like he could be a bad guy if he wants to suddenly crush someone's skull, right? But
He really wants to.
yeah, you're right. You're not wrong at all.
But I told him, I was like, you need to follow the hero's journey. And I said, now, it's perfectly fine to do that in 4 books. I said, where my problem is that, with the way Comicsgate does things, like the time in between books, a lot of people will check out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because that hero's journey may take you 2-3 years to get to. If you're publishing a monthly book, if you're publishing a monthly book, that Uncle Ben moment happens in book 1 or book 2 within a couple months. And that's all I said. And then it was just a big deal. Long story short, there was a kind of a, I don't want to say a blowout, but there was people DMing me. And I'm not gonna, me, I don't leak DMs. I'm not gonna go into details.
What you're saying is, what you're saying is Ethan hates us.
Yeah, I don't know that. I've had
well, Ethan did have some. When I did tune in for 12 minutes of one trash cast or something, it's like, man, I can't watch this crap. It's like, what? I'm if Dave and Low Watermark. I don't really care about Low Watermark too much, but I assume he's fucking on the level and pretty fucking sharp and clever. He's been dropping in Nick Recada's chat for years, whatever.
Yeah,
else,
I like him
and everybody else's chat.
He's
and
he's also a very big contributor to Comicsgate. Like he buys.
I'm certain, but I don't think anybody's coming from a negative place of like, we want to hurt Ethan or hurt CG or whatever the crap people want to,
Yeah.
It's like, no, valid criticism is valid.
Exactly. That's
I don't know, man. It's like, it is.
Let me finish the story right quick so y'all understand why Mark now has the imprint thing. After that, I stood up for Mark and I stood up for Dave, and I said they're grown-ass men. They can have their own opinion, just like me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize. They shouldn't have to apologize. I said, now, their criticism can be wrong, but it's their criticism.
Could you try to turn up your mic just a bit, or?
He's probably driving.
Headphones, man. I'm on headphones right now.
Okay, I don't know.
Either way, so
I wish I was there with you.
Either way,
I can hear you.
I stood up for him and I said, hey, they can have their own opinions. I'm also not going to, if I'm going to criticize or critique something, pass it by the person I'm going to talk to first for approval. That to me is communism.
Definitely.
And
this is why I respect you.
Yeah, Mark saw that, and Mark said he appreciated it, what I did, and he asked me, he said, what can I do for imprint? And I said, just support it. That's it. Like, if you want to be an investor, you want to write a book, you want to edit books, you want to critique books, you just want to be involved, anything will help. So that's what happened.
So is this like Fight Club? You decide your own level of involvement.
Exactly.
I don't know what level of involvement I want, but I do want to be involved.
Well, figure it out and shoot me a DM.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter really.
definitely.
Like I said, we're gonna start small. Like I said, I'm throwing my
Yeah,
hat in the ring to try to get some books out. But the biggest thing is sort of building a coalition of like artists and writers and stuff like that. If, let's say Gray gets his book done, right? And he goes, you know
Yeah.
what? I can write it, but I'm just not good enough at the art.
yeah.
I can go, all right, well, look, great. I've got 2, 3, 4 guys that I know. They're involved with imprint. Take your pick and let's see what we can get done for you. So that's
What
my
you not?
anyway.
What did you say now? No, I heard it, but I'm trying to process it.
If you've got a
I was-
book, if you've got an idea, and
No,
you
I
maybe
know he
maybe-
knows that I have
maybe
an
you
idea.
don't have it 25%, 35, whatever. There's somebody at some stage, right? Who
Well, I've
can,
always wanted to work with other people, even in the writing area.
Yeah.
Like I think I might have explained that. Did I say that, Cynic, at all when
Yeah,
I
I think
talked?
you mentioned it to me. Yeah.
That I never had the
I think
intention
you
of being
mentioned
the sole one that does. Like I've got the idea. I've got the basis of what I want to do. I've got a little. It's like I always saw it as more of me. Let me try to figure out how I can put like it into the world, but I want other people to be able to come in, even if it's helping me. You know, like in the first one, just to mold it and be right. You know what I'm saying? It's like I see a lot to be done if it was to take off. That you could have creators from all like coming at it from their like different perspective and like setting different timelines and all that kind of shit. You know, kind of like Godfo's doing with, even though
Yeah.
it's them as a team, but they're doing like they've built a universe that
that
at
is
some
what we
point,
need
if they
is
want,
a
they could
universe
have
and a
other
team.
teams on some stuff. Do what now?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No, that is what we need is this universe and a team. If you're making a
But-
a linear story.
I'm sorry if did I talk too long, man?
Well,
I think I get.
No,
Okay.
you're fine, man. Hold on,
Well, no,
my
it's
son's
it's
actually
interesting
trying to
that you
give me
bring
a-
this up. Look, let me say this real quick. I don't think Ben is in the chat anymore, but Ben is he is actually the dude that 3 years ago. Oh, what happened?
So he was on his phone. He may have dropped
Oh,
out.
he
Must
might
be in the
have.
back room.
Sorry, I hope he didn't.
He may pop back in. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's driving either. Right.
No, I think he is.
Or I heard
I
him.
didn't
click
mean.
quiet.
Hold on. It's
Wow,
going to do that
God,
thing
there you go
again.
again.
Power move every time.
Every time. I see that, man.
I was trying
mess.
to adjust something on my phone right quick, but no, I get it. Like that's sort of what imprint's doing with a lot of stuff, right? Like, Ruby's book. I don't know if I can use the N word on here, but Gold N word. We're gonna do a four issue arc. We're gonna do a 4-issue arc, and then we're gonna sort of hand it off to other people, and then let them write it from there. So that's
Right.
what we're doing with that book. I've got a co-writer for all of my books so far. Mainly, like imprint just wants to be there to support small creators, and this isn't like I've always got to couch these words, right? I want to try to bridge the gap between the big guys in CG and the guys who aren't getting the promotion, aren't getting the other stuff because they're just either not known or they're just whatever the reason is, right? If I can build a platform and promote them and push them, and if I got to invest money into them because they got a banger of a story, that's what I'm
Right.
trying to do. If I've got a guy who's got really good art and a story idea, but they just don't know how to write very well, then I want to be able to go, hey, I've got a guy in imprint, i.e. Fusebox, for example. He's a part of
Oh.
imprint now.
I like him.
Yeah, and he wants to write a story.
Space Pirates.
Yeah, so he wants to write a
Cool.
story. So, hey, write a story. Simple as that, right? Like, all right, now I've got an artist and I got a guy who just wants to see if he can write somebody else's story. That's what I want Imprint to do. And then we handle all the promotion, right? We go around and to the channels that we know and the friends that we have and build all the promotion from there. And then eventually my goal is to try to get everybody in stores, but that's going to be a little way down the line.
Just
that's
one thing. One bit of advice is like never try to make peace with anyone, right?
Yeah. Just be mean to everyone. Just be pissy with everyone. It's my way or the
Not
highway.
necessarily mean or pissy, but be as standoffish as you must be.
Yeah. No,
make your point clear.
And like I told everybody before when all this shit started, I don't give a damn who you like. I don't care if you like Comicsgate. I don't care if you like Rippaverse. I don't care if you like Antarctic Press. Who the fuck ever. If you've got a good story and you want somebody to try to help you bridge that gap, send me a message.
Imprint.
Well,
hell yeah.
That's the way it should be.
That's great.
Well, that's why one reason why I called it Imprint. A friend of mine was like, well, what are you going to call it? And I was like, I don't know. And I threw out a couple ideas. Matter of fact, y'all know her, Yume Gaka. She helped me come up with the name.
Yeah.
And she said, well, why don't you call it Imprint? I was like, oh my God, that's a really good idea because that's
so
what
you say it was.
Yume Gaka.
I think she's in the room, but she doesn't chat.
She doesn't chat very much.
I assume she's on Discord, right? Cynic?
Yeah, she's on Discord.
Which she is making her own book, which I did peace out Ditto.
Did somebody just
I did
hey Monique.
God
have a good day
on her channel. And towards the end is when you, Cynic, started talking about your book and your plans for stuff. And God, I don't know, it just turned me on. Not in a whatever way, right? Not in a whatever way, but you get what I'm saying. I'm like, holy shit, that this guy knows what he wants, and he ain't tripping about none of it. And then next thing I know, you're coming up with Imprint, and I'm like, hell yeah, that is the next step. And beyond that's beyond the next step as well, because you're saying like I can do this for you and you as well, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I can build my YouTube channels, right? And then I can be a promotion machine. And if that's all you need, then that's all you need. If that's not, if you need more and you got a good story, well, then I've got money to invest, right? It's just, I've set a little money aside to do things like that, to try to do a few books. I've also got a big damn mouth, so I'm willing to talk to almost anybody and everybody. There's only one person I don't care to talk to, and we all know who that toothless bastard is. But I look, even if he brought me a good book, I'd still publish it. I wouldn't care. It's about the art form to me. And also, just another little tidbit about Imprint. My co-writer, for example, is in their 20s. She's in her 20s, and I kept seeing like these smaller, younger creators in CG. And then on the other side, like sort of with like Rippaverse, and nobody paid them attention.
Yeah.
Nobody retweeted them.
And the sky's the limit for these people.
Mm-hmm. And so I kept thinking, so she inspired me because I was like, okay, I was going to do that for her and her comic book company until something else happened. And she decided to join mine. And then like I kept sort of seeing these people just not get any promotion, not get anything. And then I was like, damn, man, how old are all the guys in Comicsgate?
Late 40s.
What happens when these kings who are all in their late 40s, 50s, and some of them I think are even in their 60s get too arthritic to write books, draw books, do books?
Mike Barron's in his 70s.
That's a fair point.
You know it?
And exactly. Mike Barron's, really old. So what happens if you don't start reaching down to these younger ages? What happens if you don't start reaching down to these younger people and pulling them into Comicsgate?
The next generation.
The next generation just being left there to sort of flounder and piss in the wind. And I thought, well, these are the people I want to ask, do you like my book? Do you like my idea? What do you think about it? Because those are the people that will be buying comics in the next 10
for years to come.
Yeah, you've got a market there for the next 30, 40 years or more. And then if you get them now, then when they have kids in the next few years, they'll be teaching their kids, hey, look at this indie comic movement. Look at this company, right? This company is good, like we did with Marvel and DC and Image. I got into comics because of my grandfather.
Right.
So I just don't see the community really reaching down to these people. And that's not any shade. That's not any bullshit. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm just saying I see a gap there and I won't hopefully fill it.
You're being straightforward as hell, You are.
So
you're not one to mince words, honestly.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, unless you want to, and then you will. But
yeah, I don't care.
Jarvis Jenkins. Let me say vocally to everybody real quick. We know Betty was here, but I want to shout out. Not sound like Eric July or anything, but yeah, I just want to acknowledge anybody that has entered. But we had Betty Spaghetti been commenting with us. Then we just had Jarvis Jenkins, which he's been in the chat before and everything. And he's here. He just showed up. And then Victoria's a longtime viewer. Matter of fact, she got a copy of a book that I did on the channel called 50 Things That Really Matter. Yeah. It's like, 50 different.
A book giveaway.
Yeah, it was, she. So
I'll be back in a second, boys. I got a phone call. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. But I just wanted to do that before I'm not. Like you said earlier, Destruct. This is still it's still new. Like
yeah.
And two, I was trying to.
If they're just hearing this stuff, about cynics, well, it was just.
Well,
his
when they just came into the conversation, I was trying to let them know in the in the chat, I was trying to listen to him and address them, and you were doing it too.
This is something evolving that is currently being initiated.
Give me a sec. I'll be right. I'll be listening. You keep talking.
Stimulated Cynic is a young baller, some might say, right?
Yeah.
And not like he's got a ton of money, not like some rich kid, but he's got enough money that he's securing himself, and he is willing to lift others up in their creative endeavors. So, hey, anything you want to see? You want to see a shark book?
Yeah,
I mean, for real, that could happen. That could happen really easily. What do you want? You said I'm more of a shark gal. Do you want a shark gal? Because there could be one of the people you mentioned, Yume. She it's an anime type, right? So I assume she could do some shark gal type stuff. And I mean, not that it would be that difficult. I could probably do something. I don't know. I would have to clear my desk up. I have a Gemini here with a tin. Look at that. Isn't that great? I didn't even know this was coming. This is a stretch goal. No, I'm not a feminist. What, you don't want a shark? You don't want a shark gal? You don't want a shark gal that's like got sharp teeth and she just like chomps the hell out of men or something? I mean, hey, that could work as well. I mean, just like
oh, did you accuse her of being a feminist?
I don't think I did, but she said I'm funny, so I like her. Well, I like Betty anyways because of past chats. Hold on.
Oh, did you see when Ben came in? Are you still there? Destruct. Huh. I'm going to assume that he did that. Anyway, Betty and Victoria, thanks for being here. And let me come back and say trying to keep up with you guys. We've been going for a little while. And okay, Jarvis, just trying to make sure I acknowledge anybody that might still be here. I'm not sure. Let's see. He done that. I think he might have had to get up and do something for a minute. So anyway, catch you guys up a little bit on I don't know why that is, but no, I don't think so. Oh, it might have. Oh, he might have backed out and he's about to come back. He might be trying to come back in. Well, he's in Texas. Oh, did I dox him? No, I think everybody knows. I'm pretty sure he talks about it. He was, if he's having trouble, he'll come back in. Okay, there he is. See if I can do this without. Okay. Wait, let's do this real quick. That way, Senate can't say that I was only doing it to him. Uh-oh, did he have trouble again? How did that happen? I didn't hit it again.
Laggy. I'm laggy.
Do what?
I'm laggy. Gosh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want to back out?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, because it sounds different.
Gosh.
Shit happens. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, it looks. Just a second ago, it looked different. It looks clearer. Like, did it not look different?
It was choppy.
Yeah.
And we're back, Betty Spaghetti.
Okay.
Yes,
now we got. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Anybody say anything? And we're back. You look happy. Oh no.
Oh no, he's gone.
Okay, so Betty said you look happy. I think she was talking to me because you were in the middle of a. Yeah, I'm pretty happy today. I'm doing pretty good. And
it's been a good show.
Cynic might not show back up. He is driving, or I think didn't he say he was driving?
Yeah, he said he. Well, might not have been driving, but he might have been parked. But because I did hear him.
Yeah, that's right. You said
his Zippo lighter open. You can catch.
You
that
said
if you listen closely.
You mentioned he might be driving, and I said I don't know. But I didn't remember if we ever asked him. I think if he. I bet he was.
But he was on his way to see the Jurassic.
He was on his headphone.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
On the phone, so he is.
God, he had a lisp at first. If you didn't catch that, that would be great to clip.
Say, remember
if you wanted
when
to just to mess with him just a little bit, just to tickle him, you're right. Yeah, right.
When you pointed that out, remember I had got up. I was in the kitchen, so I really couldn't hear how he was sounding because he had just showed up, and I was like, "Let me get some water." And then y'all were having the conversation. Okay, now, yeah. So what was it that she said? Hold on. My internet.
Bad. Yeah. Across the country, either it's either really hot or really humid or both, and it's.
Thank you, Betty.
Shout out, Betty.
Can I address Betty real quick? Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop your thought.
No, please. Yeah, no.
Betty, I saw you in the chat yesterday with I'll just briefly say I was watching Off Topic. You were in the chat, and he was talking about. So I'm not going to say what he was talking about, but he was talking about tasting something. I didn't say anything in the chat, but I was just letting her know that I saw her there.
What are you talking?
She knows
about?
what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? You got to explain this to me now.
Matt from Off Topic on his live. I happened to catch him, and
okay,
he was being funny, and he was talking about the taste of semen and shit like that. It was pretty like I don't, because I don't talk. I don't
something like I imagined you were getting into.
I don't know if you know. He's a
All
pretty
right,
good size.
Let's ask Cynic. How does semen taste, Cynic? What is your take? Battery acid?
No,
or what?
Oh boy, I don't
preference?
I don't want to publicly state.
Do you eat a lot of pineapple?
I eat a lot of fruit. So
damn it, I opened up a can of worms there. You know, I don't mind.
I try to partake in a lot of natural sugars for certain reasons.
Asparagus is a good one.
Anyway,
I stay away from asparagus.
No. I mean, it's not just natural sugars. It's the veggies as well.
Yeah.
Well, I was,
but not veggies like asparagus because they.
No, absolutely, it's asparagus.
You're way wrong.
Matt was even mentioning that. Matt
know,
mentioned everything y'all are talking about.
Maybe.
Matt was talking about everything you just said, eating wise and all that. Matt was talking about it.
I mean,
sounds like having this guy on stream with me would be a real fucking show.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Matt? He's a pretty good. His channel's pretty big. You know,
I'm not aware yet.
He's a cool dude.
Maybe
we've interacted quite a bit. He's been in my chat a couple of times. Like when he catches me live, he'll just say, I like that he's a pretty good sized creator, and he don't mind interacting with people, like even someone that don't have a channel. Like he's real cool to his like if you're in the chat.
Comment got hid. Betty's comment got hid. She says big shark boobs.
Oh, he got hid?
Yeah. I didn't realize.
You know why? Because I have like on YouTube, I have it set where if I'm live and I'm by myself, it'll automatically kind of monitor the.
I think it does.
Because I don't have it as age restricted. You know what I'm saying? Like I have it not meant for kids, but anyway, I don't mean to sound weird.
She wants to comment
sometimes
shark boobs. Can you fulfill that, Cynic?
I'd have to go to actual YouTube to moderate that.
I'm saying, can you fulfill the big shark boobs?
Oh, I can fulfill. Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Be like 8-page.
Yeah, let me whip them out. It'll be all right.
What is Cynic? Is Cynic? Do you got a wrench?
I don't know if I do or I don't. I've never. Not on my FFS channel that I just started.
Oh yeah, FFS.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The other day I was doing a stream and my friend Tomcat was in the chat. He had to tell, but he was saying a lot. Like I don't care what he was saying. Like it didn't bother me.
Right.
But he was speaking a lot of vulgar stuff, and it was just catching it. I was on by myself through Restream, and he was interacting with me. And so when he brought up, he said YouTube's censoring me, and I was like, but he said that happens with him a lot anyway. But that's just because when I'm by myself, I have it set where it'll at least monitor some stuff, right? Like it'll pick up. I can turn that setting off. Do what?
Sounds like fascism to me, Gray. I don't know why you're being
come on, man.
Fascist, man.
Yeah, Cynic despises people that control other speech.
Oh, I fucking hate it, dude. I really do. I hate it so much. Don't tell me what to say or do.
That's why he was on my side when I was like, Patrick was like being real weird about things I couldn't say. You can't make fun
I don't care what you say. Like
that was one thing. It's like that's enough. Honestly, it's like you can't make fun of somebody. So what? Are you tripping? That was my main thing. Is like, are you tripping? That's what you're saying. Ben did that, so that's a problem. Like you can't make fun of somebody.
Speaking of your
Katie sent you a clip.
your
Katie
favorite
sent you a clip showing you how aggressively he made fun of this guy that's off cam with
Yeah.
two teeth, right?
Yeah.
Or less.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's got at least
Not that I'm one to make fun of somebody's teeth because mine are pretty fucked up myself. I still have my front ones at least, but for now.
But so
Never know
Betty's
about tomorrow.
comment was shark boobs.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, YouTube is pretty sensitive about that with the moderation.
shark
It'll be
boobs.
fine.
So it might not be because I have it. It might not even be anything I have set.
That's it. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
boobs.
Because shark boobs, I wouldn't see why that would even fucking. But
No, it's just boobs. If somebody types boobs, it's gonna try to censor it unless.
okay,
I'm moderator here, so I can.
right. I was trying to remember. I thought I'd get. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, man. I appreciate you being here, Cynic. I haven't talked to you in a while. It's been good. It's good, and same with Destruct.
Yeah,
but,
and I haven't talked to Cynic in a while. I haven't talked to either of you guys in a while. I mean, I like I said, I had a near death experience, man. Very damn nearly, and that kind of realigned my perceptions. Like I need to get back to my internet people. I need to get away from these real life people. They're dangerous to me. They're dangerous to my life.
Well, I want to make.
But yeah, it's like
I want to be mindful that
try to tame. I gotta try to tame down just a little bit, and it's like less risky behavior. I wasn't specifically doing anything risky, but it was risky enough that I took something someone else offered, and sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that is enough for a person to be completely gone off the face of this planet.
I hope we didn't run Cynic off, but I know he was.
No,
it's getting about the. I think it's getting close to where it's getting closer to where if he's going to that movie, I don't know what time it's set to start, but I think he's been talking to us for at least 30 or 40 minutes off and on.
So yeah, back to the topic. I mean, yeah, you have a probably a very brief explanation of your username, how you formulated your username.
Well, like I don't know who. We got one person I think still watching. Anybody that is watching, but like Tom told me, it's somebody at some point is probably going to watch it. You know, like a few people watch them. You know, a lot of times live streams. Am I right? I've noticed like usually a live stream gets its most rewatch views the first couple of days after, and then at some point it's like you know, like the first few days I'll notice like after we put it up, like tomorrow or the next day, I'll look at it and I'll see
the people that want to see it. They'll largely see it in the first couple of days after when they've got free time, right?
Right. It's like I've noticed the views, like, you know, the first day after a stream, it'll show what's already been there, but usually it's like the next day I notice a significant difference that there's quite a few different people that at least watch a part of it, you know.
So back to your username.
Yeah, back to my name. And it's basically in 2008.
Grandkids are interested.
Oh yeah. Now,
Victoria makes a great point here. Not to completely. I'm gonna.
Let's address her.
This box I have.
Let's address her.
Yeah,
I was gonna let
you
look
into this box right here and see if I can pull out some. Somebody called Nandor Fox Schaefer. He's got some great books, but they're more, I would say, teen or so.
I believe.
I think it's on the
what age, Victoria? What age? Like, you don't have to say specific, but like how old are they? Like, obviously they can read if they're interested in comics. Well, maybe not. You know, maybe.
This is great.
Monster. Oh, I've heard of that.
Over 100 pages, great value. for a teenager, early teens or whatever, right? It's implied that the invisible nurse is, super hot, right? It's implied, but she's invisible, right? So, so it's nothing bad at all.
Okay,
So
look,
if you have somebody that likes darker stuff,
well, Destruct, they're under
fine.
10 years old.
Monster MD.
So we got to think about what's on the market. See, I don't know. I would have to do research.
Yeah,
like, I'd have to look up a few
I
things.
have. I'm just looking through what I have right now because there's other things. I want to pull up. I definitely want to hold up Shane Davis Starlight Cats. Here it is.
Oh, is it more age appropriate? Like a
Starlight Cats. I'll open it.
Oh wait, she said under 10 and tweens. So that means that's it ranges from the age of under 10 to someone that's like
Rise Again Comics, which is Monster MD.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Which is Von Klaus. Yeah. And you have 9 Lives Comics. You have 9 Lives Comics website. You have wait.
Well, I'm thinking
I pulled out the wrong side. Okay.
I know you're trying to show things that we know about, but I'm going to try to do some research on stuff that is that might be more accessible to her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because I don't buy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Look at that.
She kind of has has a really good question. Whoa, that looks really cool.
See, I mean, yeah.
What's the name of that?
Starlight Cats. You don't.
Okay, that would probably be something like a teenager would like. What does tween mean? Like 12 or almost 13?
11, 12.
Okay.
Yeah. Rise Again Comics. Yeah. You can look at whatever's there, and here's a good page. Nice page. And then transform.
Oh, I'll tell her. I know something to offer. I can tell you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
Like, it turned out to be a super cat. The cat you just picked up, the stray cat you just picked up, turned out to be a super cat. He's saving your life. And there's other books I can. Hey, Swillbilly, what's up?
Give me a second.
Yeah. I don't know what Gray might have. Gray might have a lot of stuff to pull up. But yeah, I don't want to really spoil too much of. And Starlight Cat's simple book. 9 Lives Comics. Another one, Rise Again Comics. Rise Again Comics. Is that it? I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think of. I'm not saying that.
I do have a box right here. It's just an Amazon box full of comics. If
okay, hey, Swillbilly's here. Swillbilly, hey. I'm sorry, man. I had to say.
If you like some martial arts, science fiction type stuff, with giant monsters, you have Inglorious.
I'm gonna tell her in the chat.
9 Lives Comics. Right. It's just like find a good page, and these are very thick books for reasonable enough price. They ship, I believe. They ship out the next day too.
Hey,
yeah, I would say buy Starlight Cats. That's a good.
What I was gonna address is the price, because if she's someone that's a kid that's not really sure if they like them or not yet. I'm not saying that what I was trying to let her know is that what you're showing her is some product of some independent companies that would be good. But also I wanted her to know some of the stuff might be
a little pricey.
Some of those things she's going to be seeing graphic novels that might be in the $20-something or what might be expensive to her. You know what I mean?
$30, something like that.
Yeah. I was trying to think what I'm trying to brainstorm. Tell me if I'm right. But as you were promoting that, what I'm saying is it hit me I could
Mixed martial arts.
I can plug Alterna Comics.
Oh, hell yeah. King
because
Cryptid,
they do floppies.
I got a bunch of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
man.
gonna say King Cryptid. Hold on, let me
The only problem
didn't
with
think
King
about-
Cryptid comics is that they're on newsprint, so they're like so easy to destroy.
Yeah, she can go to Alterna Comics and get books for like you can even buy used copies there, dude, like for $1 or like $1.50.
20-something pages. Yeah, there's 20-something pages.
But they're like, that would be a good, like something like that would be a good starting point for like kids. Like, here, let me pull you.
Yeah, you do what you want to do. Yeah.
Well, I want to say
this box.
Swillbilly is here. I haven't talked to them in a while. They've been in here. They do sometimes. They got a little channel or I don't mean lit, but they sometimes have done AI music and do stuff. Some funny like. He's been here in the chat before when I've had a guest on, but I can't remember who. He's been in a couple different times. Right, Swillbilly. See, he's been here a few times when we've talked about comic books and stuff, so he knows. But Victoria,
double page.
I'm trying to let me make you bigger real quick.
It don't matter. It's the same difference, really.
Well, I mean, I thought for the viewers.
It would,
like,
yeah, it wouldn't make me, but like 10.
Well, never mind.
10 or 15% bigger, Anyways, that's a double page, just like.
No way, I know how to do it. You know what? If I just turn, I could turn myself out of the. No, I wouldn't be able to talk then. Anyway.
Yeah. Don't remove yourself from the.
Well, no, I was going to turn my camera off, but that wouldn't change the.
Right.
I'd have to completely turn my whole.
Some blood.
Yeah, good to see you here, Swillbilly.
Anyways.
Yeah, look.
What's up,
Victoria said. So
met in the chat. Yeah, I've got some King Cryptid.
The reason that let me open one of these up. This is issue 1. Now I'm new to Alterna Comics. I knew about Alterna Comics. I've heard about them. I remember several years back seeing Peter like talk about like on a, you know what I mean? Like
Peter Simeti, Simeti of Alterna Comics. Yeah. Alterna Comics.
I'm real happy for him that they
very cheap comics.
Look,
yeah,
they're not cheaply made. It's just he's doing the floppies. It's on newsprint. Like
extremely reasonable.
Most of your major, like this is a cool topic she brought up since we like comics. That's it. She's got kids that might be interested in them. That kind of tickles me, man. I'm really glad that's
You're talking about a teenage boy. It's like, oh
yeah, like
man,
even if it's a boy,
who could deny this? Who could deny this?
Is that Pitt?
Yeah, that's Pitt and John Malin's character, who a lot of people don't know the name of. It's like it's set in, out there. It's set out there somewhere. Extremis, Swordfall, all kinds of 100-something page book. Godlike, yeah, it's called Godlike. I guess you could buy it on eBay, but yeah, it's
she might.
I would say it's premium. It's premium. Right.
Victoria, what he's showing you is some like, for instance, once the kids have read some comics and do like she gets them some like floppy comics, they like it. They really like it. As they get more involved, the stuff, like a lot of the stuff, like he's showing you would be more, it's like the quality goes up. You know what I mean? Like as a kid when you first get into comics, it's different than a year after you've been into it. Like when you first start, sometimes when I first got into comics, most people only think of Marvel and DC or now Image. You know what I mean?
This is a killer father and daughter book. Writhe
what is that?
Pain.
I can't read the title.
Yeah, Writhe and Pain.
Oh yeah, okay.
and this is by Chris Graves and Mark Polton, and I guess you'd have to find it on Indiegogo or Second Chance or something campaign or something. But it's very intense. It's say like you said, tweens. If but it gets so much more intense as it goes, and so yeah. I mean, I'm not a total comics nerd, but
Right.
I do appreciate the hell out of art. Great art, and Chris Graves is honestly probably one of the top 15. I want to say. This is a book for a teenager or something. A witch burning, right? Oh, and it's not just a witch burning, but
You think someone that's 12-year-old probably.
if I was,
I
if
think
I was
the
12,
gauge was like,
that's what I had thought is, if I were 12, I would have loved.
yeah, like I don't know. It'd be based on how much
I get
she
what you're
wants,
saying.
like how much they comprehend and stuff. Because some 12-year-olds might not. But I would say today in this world, at 12-year-old, I was already, you know what I mean? Like at 12 years old, I was watching rated R movies. I mean, I've been watching rated R movies, and and just. But
you're a rare
that's based
case,
on
Ray
my
Cloud.
mom was pretty lenient.
You're a
Not
rare
everybody's that way, And nowadays things are so much different. Like kids can access a lot more stuff that's worse than anything I was ever seeing back then.
You have something.
Oh, wait, you're
like
showing
this.
something. I'm trying to show something.
No, it doesn't matter. You have something simple like this. The Mythicals. It
Oh yeah,
it has God in it as well as as a force, right? But it's like a supernatural. What would you say? Like a supernatural FBI type entity?
What was?
If anybody
Hold
likes
on.
a sketch, yeah, definitely they would appreciate anybody's art.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see that? Yes, Willbilly agrees with me. It's a different world these days. Like as far as I had a mom that, you know what I mean? Like she was seeing on stuff, but a lot of it depends on what's the maturity level. Like some kids comprehend things, can understand that the difference between fact and fiction, and some can't, especially nowadays with all the video games. Have you noticed that? Like,
oh, definitely.
A lot of kids. What is that
that's
one?
That's a darker cover, I believe, of the either issue 2 or issue 3 of the Mythicals, but it's the same supernatural investigative force type thing, and there's there may be some gore, right? Like
right.
The main vampire or werewolf type ripping through an enemy, right? And it's not much more than that. It's not too over the top. Nothing we've seen is too over the top. But I will say that that we do have a lot of people who are over the top in our sphere of Comicsgate. So it's like you don't necessarily want to, have your children or nieces or nephews on Twitter, following everybody, right?
Well, they're probably not on Twitter.
No, I'm just saying, or Instagram or whatever the hell, and then they find them
right,
on YouTube.
like a lot of it depends
YouTube.
on.
Then they find them on YouTube, and here,
even YouTube,
like guy got in trouble with his wife for being on stream with
Oh, you know what? You got in trouble for being online?
No,
what?
I didn't. I'm saying a guy. I don't.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I don't want to.
I thought you were talking about yourself. I was like, look, I typed in alternative comics for her so she can.
Yeah, alternative is great. It's great and it's simple. and it's just straightforward stuff. You know, it's short books. These are what, about 20 pages, but they're newsprint.
Yeah, like it's like buying
newsprint
like a
PDFs.
normal.
Why can't I find mine? I don't know.
Well, when she goes, if she goes to the alternate site, the reason I recommend them right now, Victoria, is because they're in the price, like they're a reasonable price range, but they're also it's a good independent company that's not that's, you know what I mean? It's not Marvel or DC. Of course,
and he's
if I
not
remember correct,
Pete Samedi is not screwing around with any, drama or anything. But ideally, I would say you want to get them something premium, like for a birthday gift or something. Something like Starlight Cats out of Nine Lives Comics, and that that's a. I could probably pull it up.
I'm trying to think of someone else.
Probably 30 something bucks plus shipping.
There's another dude that I follow on X. I can't remember who it is, but they have a comic book company and a website, and they do floppies. But it's all like
maybe we could do a giveaway.
It's all like it's more like the comics look like more like the older comics, and it's stories that anybody can read. There's no vulgar. You know what I mean? It's like one of the characters is a guy that's got like just a black mask, like the. It's like kind of like what I would relate it to, like the Spirit or what's that other, the Phantom type characters.
Yeah.
I just can't think of the company right now. It's like a smaller independent thing.
No, maybe we could even do a giveaway thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I would like to do something like that soon. Again, not soon because
I'm a mod here. I can post the link to Nine Lives.
But also another good thing, like if I was a parent or a grandparent and I had kids that were expressing interest in comic books, I would notice what is it that, like, what toys do they play with? You know what I'm saying? Based on their age. Like if you got a 10-year-old kid that's into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, well, I'm sure you can probably find an affordable thing in the comic form that would introduce them to the medium based on one of the things they play with, or a TV show that might not, like you might not know that there's comic books based on something like a cart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
What's that?
My question is, would you introduce a, like you said, what, a 10-year-old to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Ronin? The bloody one, right? The bloody gory one. That's like you might, right? Like you said, depending on the maturity level and such, right?
Well, they have comics that are more that are based on those characters, more geared to a younger audience too.
What?
You know what I mean? Like
here's another not necessarily devil's advocate statement or advocacy or whatever, right? But there's a show called Invincible, which is based on a comic, Invincible, right? Or graphic novel, or whatever the hell. Robert Kirkman, I think, who did The Walking Dead. And in the first episode, you see basically the Justice League, right?
Yeah.
An alternative version of the Justice League be completely destroyed. Their heads, blood, eyeballs, whatever else splattered. People will let their kids watch this stuff like, oh, this is normal. Normalization of complete utter violence, sheer violence.
Oh yeah.
Violence, just for the sake of the sake of outrage at the first actions in episode 1, because it's a Superman type character. So it's just like this generic bad Superman guy. And it turns out, there's more to him than that. Right. And it's like, well, who cares? He just killed all of all of his buddies, and he doesn't have enough redeeming qualities to endure me watching him, for me to endure watching. It's like that was the whole thing. Yeah, I do.
This one's signed.
I did really enjoy King Cryptids.
This one's signed. Of course.
Oh.
That's another cool thing. If she really want, like, just a regular copy is like, I think like $1.99, and then if you want it signed, it's like $2.99. It's like another dollar or something. You know what I mean? Like, so like if she, I'm just letting her know. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man.
No. I'm like,
I get what you're saying. You're introduced to a character that's kind of like a Superman, but that there's a lot of those type of things out there. So like, as a parent or a grandparent, you're right.
Superman that are
if someone if they were buying something for their kids and they just glance at something and go, "Oh, this looks like it'd work," but they don't really know what's in it. You know what I mean? Like you just flip through it and you're like, "I think my kid will like this," but there's a lot of things out there that you could pick up that might not, like the story in it might have a little more than you want to give to them at the time. And, I would suggest just knowing.
Yeah, look at that. $1.99, $1.
That's what I'm saying. They got used copies. They've got reader copies.
$1, $4.99 for.
Yeah, and then they have some collected editions and stuff. If you want to just get.
No, that's great, and those are very simple comics.
Yeah, they're
straightforward.
Well, some of like
I'm trying to look for his other campaigns,
and I believe on the site it'll tell you if it's like, because there's some comics on there that like look like they're definitely geared towards anybody. It's not just like King Cryptid. Like I know I enjoy the hell out of it, but I know there's nothing in it that's so bad that a kid couldn't read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on if you're the one that's over the kid and you know them, then you would know kind of what level of understanding they're on. But I think,
this is the campaign.
I think it's safe to say, like even a 5 or 6 year old could probably read a King Cryptid and it wouldn't, because the way the story is pretty cool. It's like different in each issue. And
earlier you had said something, and it made me think like, no, right? But it made me think no, in the sense that comics are meant to be shared or something, right? And I recall, trading comics for Pokemon cards or whatever the hell, right? Back and forth a few times. And I had several issues of Pit. Never finished. Never finished. But had traded those for Pokemon cards that ended up that I ended up not having at the point when they're like $2,000 or whatever the hell.
Right.
Oh, it's like you kick yourself, right? My son had got a mystery box at a convention, and they looked innocent at first. Yeah.
As he went through them towards the back, there was some. I was going to say her son. She's told me before her son's into comics.
There's a lot of what they call titty books, right? And
right, like big, but like real, very. Even if it's not flat out all the way graphic, it's very
borderline at least, yeah.
But it's very insinuative, like very, I know what you're talking about, like very sensualized, like everything's like, they don't have to be naked. It's just like, even just the way it's dressed, the way they're drawn, you know what I'm saying? Like even there's books like that that's even, I'm sorry, man. I feel like I'm talking too much.
You got it.
Oh, I hope that Cynic didn't try to come back in and I never noticed. Because I forgot, he fell out, and then we got to talking. Victoria asked that question, and I really never know. Like, it's possible that he could have came in. No, it's not, because when you enter the room, it lights up at the top for me. So now I remember. Like if he had came back in, it would have told me a message that said, like when you were having trouble, when you came back in, it tells me at the top that you came back or that you're wanting in. Okay, so he didn't. I just wanted to make sure. I kind of thought, damn, because I did that one time, wasn't it you? Oh, she said, yeah, it was. I guess she's talking about some of what he found. It was like it's
like, yeah, getting a whole box. Yeah, getting a whole box, and then you find out towards back. Yeah, there's a bunch of titty books in the back.
Right, like stuff that's not what you were looking for. You weren't expecting. You weren't. But because when she asked that question, I got to thinking. I was trying to remember because she had told me at one point her son was into comics. You know, he's older, like and stuff. He's like a big collector, and I don't know what he's into because I'm assuming if, like, I don't know if he's more into the more mainstream stuff, which is what a lot of people, you know, are and are not. But at first, I was like, well, why is she asking us? But it's nice to when you're trying to get something for your grandkids. It's good to have a. I mean, her son can tell her some things, but we also have. We're sharing her some things that he might not even know about. Like if he's not into. Like if he's not into the independent scene, and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm friends with multiple channels here on YouTube. They might know about Comicsgate and they know about a bunch of crowdfunding, but the main thing that their channel's about is they talk all about what's a lot of the older big comics, and then they talk about even the current shit. They're still buying stuff that's coming out from the big stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in a whole nother, they're in a whole nother comic book. They're not
that's great.
They're not. They always mention they're not into any drama and shit. They just like to talk about comics, you know. So they don't really know about. They don't keep up with anything that's going on, I guess, in our world. Do you know anybody that's like that kind of that? They're into comics. They're not necessarily. They don't fall into the where we're at, like online and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have no.
Which is. I'm not talking about people that are trying to be canceled. Just normal people that have always loved comics and they just don't happen to know about shit like that's outside of the mainstream or what they can find just at the comic shop, you know?
Well, one person was how I got, you know, kind of associated with some of CG, and we're just trading stuff back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And another was totally unaware, and I'm like, yeah, I'll give you this book. This is a $35 book. No way, right? That's the response. No way. And I'm like, yeah, with shipping, you know, $35 or 40, you know, whatever the hell, right?
Right.
Like, oh, man, and that's honestly that's excessive. And so when the pros, right, when they charge, you know, when they charge 35 total, including shipping, and they say, oh, it's only 25, then that encourages every, you know, smaller guy to do $25 a pop, including $10 shipping and everything. And it's like, y'all guys got to chill. I can't buy your books unless they're digital. You know, if they're digital, then give me a copy for $5, right? Then I can read it. Then I can zoom in on it, and then I can say, "Oh, I appreciate the hell out of this bit," right?
Well,
otherwise, I'm just not going. And this stuff Cynic had said before is like he before he's, you know, like, oh, major CG, right? Cynic was like, I only back what I want to back when I want to back it. You know?
Right,
like,
right.
Hell yes, you got it. You got the fucking spirit of, you know, creative freedom. And that's creative freedom on both ends of the artist, but of the purchaser. You don't owe anybody anything, you know. You don't owe anybody like, oh, well, Graham Nolan has a new book. I have to buy his book. It's like, so what? Bosch Fawston has Pigman out. I have to buy Pigman. It's like, no, you don't.
Right.
You don't.
Well, if there's a lot of books, if I had the money, there's a bunch of books I would buy. But
sure.
I agree with him. It's like,
yeah, like
unless you're just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Dennis mentions
personally, I come from the point of, and I hope I didn't interrupt you, man. It's just personally.
No, not really.
Go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry, man.
Well, no. Dennis mentions in the room. He mentions Kenneth Rocafort. This is a person, great artist, but nobody has seen him on a stream in ages. I guess
Yeah.
I have never seen him. I've been around 3.5, 4, 5 years. Not 5
Oh,
years,
let me get.
nearly. But
Yeah.
great artist. And if I had the money to spend $85 on 3 books or over 100 on a catch-up tier,
Right.
I would, but that's a lot of money to drop at one time on one single book. I mean, even if it's a catch-up.
No, yeah. I mean, I just realized a minute ago that I might have thought you were. I get excited sometimes. I didn't mean to. You'll have to, like, if
No
if you're
problem,
ever
no
in the
problem.
middle of something and then you're trying to complete a thought, just let me know if I happen to accidentally.
No problem. Really,
But
no problem. I'll let you know if there is.
well, no, you know, like we all like, especially when like I'm just having fun that we've been kind of like it's been a good stream. Like we're like a couple
It's
hours.
been a great stream, and it's just the time has just rolled by. Really, 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours and 1 minute. Yeah, time has just rolled by. So,
But I'm also being
how did
conscious.
you come up with your name?
Oh yeah, we never got to that.
Yeah.
Well, Victoria asked that question, and we just went full blown into comics, where we were talking about it a little bit with Cynic, but we were talking more about the creation of comics and what he was doing and what is the possibility.
Oh, true.
But we started this stream with the intention of discussing. For anybody that's watching now, we'll just make it brief. I was talking about being Gray Cloud, and that, you know, my legal name, Jason, is not something that I hide from anybody. It's just not what I go by. I haven't went by it in years. We were talking about it, and I said sometimes people want to, like, it isn't as big a deal nowadays as it used to be, but when people would say, "What's your real name?" I'm like, well, Gray Cloud.
Yeah.
Gray Cloud's my real name. If you ask me what my legal name is, then I would tell you. So a lot of times I've said, ask me the right question, I'll give you the answer. It's not like I'm trying to be an asshole, but the reason for that, without going into the main story, but basically in 2008, I went into the woods for 3 months. I spent 3 months there seeking out some things, trying to figure out just a more connection with the spiritual side of life. I'd already been, you know, delving into it. But at some point, I truly had an experience where Gray Cloud was presented to me in a way. It wasn't a person that sent it to me. Like I say, that the big kahuna, God, for lack of better terms, the creator, however you, but that thing that moves us and that thing that is guiding or has guided me.
Was it outside or inside?
What do you mean?
The big kahuna. The big kahuna. Was that outside or inside?
What about?
The
big kahuna's everywhere.
Right. Oh, see, I get that concept, but yeah, I had to ask.
What do you mean outside or inside? Inside of me, was I just hearing myself tell myself something?
Well,
that's the question, right?
It's like you can learn deeper things from inside yourself than you realize you even knew, right?
Oh yeah. There was a lot of self
as well as be influenced by so many things outside that, you know, say the simple beauty of a singular gray cloud in the sky could change you in a moment.
To tell you
in the right moment.
Okay, I'm glad you got there, because there is a story of that. The moment that I found the moment the name came to me, I was actually working. I was at a drug recovery place. Me and a friend, Theo, had gotten to know each other. We were delving into some, you know, I have an open mind. So we were studying a lot of different things, some magical stuff, just studying a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so at this time, we hadn't left the drug recovery place yet. It was somewhere where it wasn't a rehab. We went to work. We had jobs. You work your way up to where you had a single room if you wanted, instead of a shared room with another, you know, person in the program.
Yeah.
But point being is, we were in the process of we were going to move out to the woods anyway, but I wasn't going by Gray Cloud yet. I was seeking out what my real name. I was asking the question, what's my true name? I know there's a piece of paper with the name Jason on it, but I don't feel that really represents what I was seeking something. And I was on break at work.
You went out seeking this.
Well, I had been seeking for a long time, but at this moment, I was like, well, what? At the moment, I was thinking of it as like, what's my magical name? I wasn't realizing how deep it was going to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm sitting outside. I think I was smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke really now, but I was smoking a cigarette. I was on a break at lunch at a job I had, and I was still at the drug recovery place. And I remember these two mockingbirds they come and they land on this little fence poster right there on the fence. And at first I felt this thing. I was like, is that my name? Is two mockingbirds? And all of a sudden, when I looked up in that moment of thinking that was my sign, because I was like, where's my, like, show me a sign of this is what I go by, or this is what and right in that moment that I was like, is that the name? And then I looked up and I saw the gray clouds, and it wasn't like a real bad cloudy day. It was just, there was gray clouds in the sky. And all of a sudden it was a bunch of rush of just, you've always been in the gray area. You're seeking, like, it just came to me. And
that's profound.
It wasn't until I went and me and Theo left the drug recovery place to go into the woods. I quit my job. No, I kept my job. I told him, quit your job. It was around, like, I was kind of like showing him some things that I had learned on my own throughout the years. And we were both at a different, I was in my 30s or something. And he was still unsure about the whole God thing. And I said, you know how I figured out there was something? I said, I just threw it to the fucking wind one day and I had no choice. Like, I just took off on an adventure in a fucked up car. And this was years ago when I was 25. It's like, if you're really there, get me there. If you're not, I'm still going. I don't care if the car breaks. And the whole, that whole adventure changed my life. Sorry, dude.
No, test the spirit, right?
And that was when I was 25, dude. And I ended up in New Orleans, on the streets for the first time and shit. But like, the whole experience from that day forward, when I left that place in Tennessee to head out to Mississippi first, in New Orleans, not knowing if the car could make it, not knowing what, but just at this point saying, if you're that, like, I did not believe, I was just saying, if you're real, man, just help me do that. And then everything unfolded where, like, I ended up in a position where I would just see every day different things just being provided to me, because, like they always say, like, the creator knows what you need. Like, you don't have to necessarily even ask. You know what I mean? I was having things just being shown to me or and it just never stopped. And then there was times, like, I very rarely asked for anything, but there was times throughout the years, man, I'd be out in the wild, maybe homeless. I'm on a journey on foot and I'm like broke and I don't have any water or whatever. And I'm like, God, I could use a ride, dude. 10 minutes later, get a fucking ride. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out that the person driving was like, man, I done passed you. Or like, right as I was seeing you, I asked God if I should pick you up. And then they picked me up. And because I bring up, hey, man, that's cool, man, I just asked God if he could give me a ride. And they're like, oh, well, like, I could only have so many of those moments before I was convinced. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to get so deep. And I think I ran some people off.
That's perfect. Hey, if they got run off, they weren't real.
Yeah, if they're scared about a little spiritual talk, about some deep shit,
about real talk, deep talk, meaningful,
because,
yeah.
And I know Victoria is a very deep person herself. So
that is.
What was that comment? I forgot. Sometimes
he has to get us alone, the Father and us, just like us, like, has to get us separate from every influence, I
Right.
mean, you live the experience, so I don't have to illustrate it to you, but it has separate.
Well, he'll let you just keep doing whatever the hell you want.
Oh yeah, he will. He
Well,
will.
I say he. Sometimes I say it, man. Y'all,
Sure.
I try to not even like, but I know what you're talking about. Like God, the big kahuna, the creator, he. Some people ask, why are you letting this happen? Well, sometimes we're not asking ourselves, well, why did I make that shitty choice again? Or why, like, if you've made a few choices and it's the same choice and you keep getting into ruts, it ain't God doing it. It's you, like I keep putting myself back in holes. But sometimes you have to be lit to go as far as you can possibly go. So you finally have a moment where it's like, man, I can't do this no more. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's like you're either throwing it, like you either just totally give up and don't give a shit no more, or you finally have an experience that's so you hit like I don't believe in a complete bottom. I think that you have so many bottoms. Just as soon as I thought I hit my rock bottom, you come back up, and then I've lived long enough to have plenty of rock bottoms.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, man.
No,
I shouldn't be sorry.
There is always further to fall, and it could happen to anybody, but for the grace of God, right?
Right.
That being the main point. It's like if anybody denies the grace of God, then first of all, they're an idiot. Second of all, maybe they haven't experienced, first-hand experience with something outside of, beyond themselves, beyond their own experience, beyond their own small experience, beyond their own small world. Maybe they haven't had the grass and the sun and the trees and the sky talk to them all in unison, just in a singular moment, like, this is what it is. You are trying to escape. And it's like, well, why am I trying to escape this if that's what it is?
Whoa.
It's like, then if somebody is a cynic, right? Then if somebody is a super cynic, then they come around and say, well, what is this? What is this? A simulation? And you say, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it is. How do I know?
Well, right.
It's like what I experienced, man.
And that's me. It's like I feel like the whole creator thing has to be like some people believe and some people know. And there's a big difference. I don't know if that makes any sense. I believe that you are either raised a certain way or you're given freedom to just figure it out yourself, like my mom kind of did. But I was taught the basics of, we got Trixie J. She's actually over in India. She's she's one of my younger viewers, but she's allowed to be on here and stuff. That's why I was saying earlier that I wasn't like, if we knew, like, if I was going to do a stream more in the evening and I knew that, like, if I had some people going to be on and I knew how we might, like, if my intention was that we're going to have like whatever the fuck we want to talk about, then I might do an age restriction just so that I don't end up. But you know what I mean? I don't know what happens. I don't know how they prove if somebody comes in that's too young, because that's on the parents, ain't it?
Oh, when I was 16 or 17,
Trixie said hi to you.
YouTube account. When I was 16,
did you see that?
That's when I made my YouTube account, and I set it as 18.
You said what now? You said an account?
Yeah, no. When I made my YouTube account, when I was 16 or 17, right? I just set it to 18. I'm like, whatever.
Okay.
Just don't want to be. I don't want restrictions.
Right. I set mine to, like, when it asked me is the video intended for kids? No.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not talking about the video, but I'm talking about my account. When I first made it.
Yeah, your account.
Before YouTube was before YouTube was owned by Google, right? Which Google used to have its motto, "Never be evil," something like that.
Oh,
somebody can correct me on that, but it's like, don't be evil. That was their company motto. And
I can't remember.
then they removed that motto in like 2014 or so, after they had bought YouTube. But to finish up, cursing is a sin. Is cursing a sin? You think cursing is a sin?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't get into all that because you know what? Oh, is she asking that?
I think that cursing another person.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that implies a sort of witchcraft, a sort of control over someone else, a sort of implementing your will over someone else. Now that's a lot deeper than the simple meaning of cursing, right? But cursing, as in putting your will on someone, saying you are, such and such, right? You are this and that. It doesn't even have to be a bad word, but negative, right?
I know she didn't ask it.
Yeah,
is she saying that because I'd said some cuss words?
I don't know, or I did. I don't know.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just realizing I thought she had asked, and I was saying, I'm following what you're saying because when I was younger, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's important for me to clear. Like I hope.
Sure.
For me, when I was younger, I was taught by someone older. I was like in my teens, but they explained to me about, like they were talking about like the difference between saying, like you said, like when you're trying to, like if I say F somebody or this, but I understand she was saying the F word is a cuss word.
Yeah, let me think for a second.
Anyway,
I just want to make people think, because
no, I mean, like she ain't bothering me.
Vulgarity as opposed to a curse is very different, right? If I say,
yeah, but I get what she's saying.
You, yeah, I do as well. But if I say F you, and I don't mean it, what meaning does that have? Or well, that right, that kind of concept, like just like, oh my gosh, that like, oh, it just overwhelmed me, right? It's like people will be loose with their tongues, and the power of life and death is in the tongue. You've heard this.
Oh yeah, definitely. What comes out of our mouths is more deadly than, you know what I mean? Like I agree with her in a certain. Hold on, devil. Oh,
for means
I'm just trying to clear things up because she's someone that's watched the channel for a while. She is younger. Like I'm not trying to say, you know what I'm saying? She's like over in India and stuff, and she's a good person. She's also a Christian, not just because she's in India. She's you get what I'm saying? Well, you see her title. I was trying to make sure, like I know that we can't. I don't really worry about it, but when someone brings it up, since it's her and it's someone I've interacted with, and she's been in the chat a few times, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not bothered at all. Yeah.
Well, it's because like I realized it was I'd said it. Yeah. Because like as far as my videos and stuff, I don't really, like when I'm doing the Jesus Calling video, obviously I'm not like, but in a live setting,
yes, sir. Yeah, in a live, real one-on-one, open to everybody setting, it's like you are who you are, and faults and all, right? We are who we are, and there's no point in concealing that we are all imperfect, right?
Right.
It's like, I mean, Jesus did say, "Go forth and be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect," but it's like. Maybe we still aren't perfect all the time, and it's like I don't know. It does.
Well, the way I explained it recently, like I don't know, in the past month or so, or whenever it was, something came to me of that. So sin actually means to miss the mark.
Yeah, it's an archery term.
Yeah, it's like. So if you're pulling and shooting at the bullseye, you're trying to hit. If you're shooting for the bullseye. Sin means to miss the mark, And what I'd said to myself,
Which
something came to me
Jesus
one
says
day.
is you must follow the way. So if you're, not following the way, you're
Right.
missing the mark, right? So and yeah, sin is an
I
archery
was saying
point
that
to miss the mark.
Christ is what
Hamarchy?
I miss the mark every day, but through Christ is how I can hit the mark. Like even if I'm missing the mark, Christ will help you come back closer to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, it does to me.
Like,
yes, but
like I do try to do better. Like, if I know that there's something that I personally don't like, I watch a lot of stuff. I listen to a lot of stuff. A lot of people I know use a much more vulgarity during their dialogue than I do. It doesn't really bother me. It's just when I'm, over the past few years, I've been just trying to like do better myself. And it doesn't mean that because, like I talk about all the time about,
how
I stumbled drinking, I still struggle with my drinking and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like,
we strive to do better, but we constantly.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just, I mean, there's times I make videos in my set, but
Jesus, we should not do it.
I appreciate her saying that. I mean,
that is a very fair remark right there. But if Jesus, we should not do it. But Jesus has taken all the world's suffering. Jesus has taken all the world's suffering onto himself for us. That doesn't mean that we should continue, adding to any suffering. But I do believe that is an eternal vow that he has taken all of the world's suffering onto himself, not just up until then, leaving.
Well, that's why I was saying earlier
add to that or anything. I don't think we have the power to add to the suffering of Christ.
I don't know.
That's an interesting concept. Actually.
I'm thinking she's not talking about. I think she's talking about it hurts his heart.
Sure. Yeah.
To see me, like when I fumble and do something that's,
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that he's suffering, but he's saddened. He's like, I wish you'd get things a little better. Let me say, what'd she say? Me too.
Yeah. Pull up this one. Yeah. Typo negative. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you stopped listening to metal and stuff. Hey, I mean, because see, a while back, she, would kind of relate to her, say call me if I'm correct or not, but at one point she kind of went by goth. She asked me one time in a chat,
sure,
are you goth? And I got into a whole conversation about, no, not really goth.
I'm sure you did.
I was like, I'm into metal. I'm like, like I said, I like all kinds of music, but I'm a big fan. My mainstay is like hard
rock,
primarily slow, heavy. Like when it comes to extreme metal, I like the doomier side. But I listen to a wide range of different music. I might listen to Grateful Dead and then listen to the blues and then listen to jazz, or just depends on my mood. But I get what she's saying is, and I've met plenty of people that way. Like there's actually a few things that used to not bother me to listen to, like certain bands that were maybe, like Satanic Imagery and stuff.
Yeah.
Over the past few years, there's some of them that it doesn't. It's like it's so.
One question, because that's a fair comment that she did next. This person did next. Is Black Sabbath. You're aware of Black Sabbath, Nativity in Black, NIB.
Yeah.
What do you think? The lyrics.
I think it's a great song.
Absolutely great song, but
and like it wasn't
my
talking
name is
about
Lucifer. Come take my hand.
It was telling a story. It's telling a story. It's like
because
Black Sabbath is like one of my all-time favorite bands. Like
yes,
almost every other band that I listen to that's anywhere from a certain era to a certain era. Like I said, doom. Like Black Sabbath is kind of the godfathers of doom metal. So yeah, NIB, where he's like talking about please take my hand,
take my hand. Yes.
You gotta take, like some people took, like that is so different than what everything became. You have like stuff I'm talking about, like one of my I used to really love Deicide, and I still can listen to them, but
Yeah.
I just think like I don't have the desire to anymore. And Deicide's a very like brutal satanic death metal band. Now, what's interesting is I've seen some interviews with Glenn Benton and stuff, and it's like now that he's older and everything, he's talked. He mentioned something in an interview one time where he definitely believes in something and everything, but he's still, I don't know. What I'm saying is a few years, like some things that I used to could rock a lot more and I knew what the words were. Nowadays, I'm understand where she's coming from.
Mm. Oh,
she says she's a MAGA Christian.
MAGA Christian or mega Christian?
Oh, maybe did she say mega?
I see MAGA, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking she's saying.
Okay.
She could be
to jump back into the question. The question at hand. How did we get our usernames? Okay. Well. Okay. What's the next question? What's the next?
Oh, hold on.
If I think about going back to my sin, I got converted for. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what they say about a dog returning to its own vomit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is this stream's been pretty cool, man. I appreciate the good questions. Like, I don't mean to. Like first, we had a really good question from Victoria about comic books, and then I was talking. You wanted me to get more back into the name, and I started going into some deep levels. I was sharing it. I don't know if Trixie. I think Trixie came in right after I was sharing.
That was deep.
My first real experience with God.
Yeah,
and
that was very deep. Like you say, it may be nameless, maybe the big kahuna, it may be, it may reveal itself in as I said, it may reveal itself in the grass, the trees,
it's God. I mean, it's just I came to through my years after
the divine, and it comes to you in a sheer moment of realization and hits you like a sledgehammer, and you're not the same afterwards.
Right.
I just remember one thing will I do that if I was physically with Jesus. Okay, I get the sentiment.
Like thinking of if I was right there in his presence physically at that moment.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the sentiment.
For me, I feel the only time that I don't feel the presence more is when I'm disconnected. Like here recently, I've been a lot more. Every day has been consistent for me for at least almost 2 weeks, where I've been diving deeper into my relationship every day again. Like people, like getting more on point, getting up earlier, doing my Jesus calling, trying to get back into streaming and stuff like that. Doing a little more. I'm trying to be more active in my day. I had gotten kind of in a place where I wasn't. I told you.
Oh, okay. I read it more like a pointed question now.
What?
I just remember one thing. Would I do that if I was physically with Jesus?
Right.
Okay, that's how.
Like if Jesus was standing right beside me, would I still do it? That's a good question. Like if you're a Christian and you're trying to do better, if that's what you are, that would be a great question. That's what you. It's just like, but what I was saying is, I understand. Like, I come from the perspective, like I feel like Christ is always here with me. It's just me that I tune out. Sometimes I get into like when I start trying to steer the wheel again. And I've said this before. When I try to go like this and think I'm the driver, that's at some point I start realizing.
That's why they say Jesus take the wheel, right?
Right.
Yeah, when you try to take the wheel, what happens is like it's all hell breaks loose, right?
Well, we see what happens with me. One of the first things is when I take the steering wheel back, it's like a few weeks ago where I went on a deep dive, like 5 or 6 days of I think it was about 5 days, maybe one break in between. There was one day, but there was like 5 or 6 days where I like I said, I drank, and I was like trying to avoid reality at all costs. That week I skipped. There was a couple of days I didn't even do a video and shit. Like one day I didn't do a video. I called it up the next day, and then I just skipped again. And then it was like, I realized then I was like, but what did I do? You know, not to go too deep, but I mean, I'm a deep person. What it was, and this is what happens every time. If I do something like that,
you are a deep person, and a lot of people don't give you enough credit for it, I believe. And maybe that's why you have such a small chat, but your chat is excellent in its smallness, because I don't want to say everybody, but damn near everybody I cursed, right? But damn near everybody seems to know you on a more intimate level than maybe a lot of people in your life, right? And that's because you've shared the depth of yourself at such a what do I want to say, like a resonant frequency, you know, so that they resonate with it and say like, yeah, that could have been me. And that, oh man, that's a whole other thing too. There used to be this radio station, local radio station, and when it got to be 3 a.m., there was a heavy metal thing about 1:59 to 2 something a.m., right? And when it got to be about 3 a.m., here it would come on right after the metal segment, right? Here it would come on every time. This older black guy would introduce his segment as with this song called "It Could Have Been Me." God, thank God, it could have been me. Locked up in jail on crack cocaine with no one to pay my bill. It could have been me. Just left and right. And I did find the exact song and the lyrics, but I don't know if I even have them on this computer. That'd be great. Anyways, to cinch this up with my lesser description of my own user and how I determined my own username, it's like look around, it's like all these bottles, all this empty bottles, emptiness inside, whatever, left and right. Just turn my camera and show this painting, the broken mirror, that speaks volumes, I suppose. And it's like I had a name with I had a username on YouTube with letters and numbers and such, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need another name if I'm gonna be talking with people.
Like something people
let me figure something out. Okay, I like 9 Inch Nails, and that was one of the more minor determinations. It's like, 9 Inch Nails. But it took me about a week or so, and I think I was watching some VTuber or something, and it was like a lonely winter, right? Like a lonely winter, and I'm listening to this person do karaoke, right?
Yeah.
And they're not on stream, so it's an avatar. So I just had this phone next to my head. Don't pull that chat up yet. Just let me knock this out. So I had the phone next to my head, just listening to this person with their sweet, sweet voice, singing their heart out. And never mind that they were singing about, for about like $50 request or something. But so I just listened, and I'm like, well, if I go in the chat, my username is totally unrecognizable, doesn't leave an impression. Like, I need something that leaves an impression, that is a self-statement. It's a self-determinative statement. Like, okay,
right, like you see yourself as
9 Inch Nails, Mr. Self-Destruct. That works. Like, I don't see anybody else with that username, even though there's a bunch of people with that username, but I haven't seen anybody else with that username. So I picked that. I'm like, this is me. This is who I should embody. Not
Yeah, the first
that I should embody it, but so then there's the a year or two later of me watching CG and other stuff, right? And then I say I need a Twitter, and I go ahead and I say let me make a Twitter. I'm going to call myself either Self-Destruct Reviews or Reverend Self-Destruct. I'm like, it's Reverend Self-Destruct because that's what I aspire to. Now, let me be right back for a moment, okay?
Okay. Oh, hold on a second here. I got to use the bathroom in just a second. And I see the questions you asked, Trixie. I was trying to wait for him to finish a moment. If you guys can, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I got to use the restroom real quick. Why? I just realized that you got up. I was saying to Trixie that I saw her question, but I was trying to wait, wanting to let you finish your. Let me use the restroom real quick, and I'll be. You can get if you want to continue. Just kind of. I was thinking. I didn't know. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
Oh my God! Bright lights. So. Do you guys support what Trump is doing? So I think I have fully given my answer to the question we started out with, at least between Grey Cloud and myself, which was our usernames, how we got them, how we determined them. His hit him really deeply. I could almost see tears welling up at some point. And then Trixie showed up, and Trixie asked now. Moonlight Christian. I like that title, but let's see. Do you guys support what Trump is doing? Can you clarify that? Because if you're talking about bombing Iran and mass support of the Zionist regime, I would say
I don't want to go into that too much.
Yeah, I know Gray doesn't want to, but and I might be saying triggering words to the YouTube censor.
What
never know.
Can I give a simple answer? My answer, what I was going to say is, for the most part, there's a lot of things that I'm not very happy with, but it doesn't matter to me. I've never really. Until the past few years, I really didn't give a shit about. There I go. But like I said, it's alive. Sometimes anyway, we're all like trying to.
Him being.
Do you remember? Did I tell you
is that
a while back?
Racist?
What?
And also him being. Is that supposed to say racist?
I guess.
I have no idea. No,
I don't know, man. Like, it depends.
I don't believe
I
don't believe
some
in racism.
people think he's racist.
Catch this, Gray. Catch this, Gray. I don't believe in racism because what do I believe in? I believe in the human race. There's
right, but there are people that,
and we are.
I know what she's saying.
Yeah, well, there is targeting of ethnicities. And God did divide people into nations, right? Nations and ethnicities, and
right.
And I'll say that's natural, but
I don't know. Like, I was gonna personally say is I try not to even think about that stuff because there's nothing I can personally do about any of it. That's my take on it. I see it going on, and I see headlines, I see things on Twitter, I catch videos sometimes of people. I didn't mean to. I'm just trying to clear this up for myself on my channel. That's why you don't hear me talk about this shit that very often. Because a few years ago, and I don't mean to sound. a few years ago, I was being consumed with keeping up with all the, you know what I mean? I was like watching all this different stuff. And at one point, I felt like God just told me to try not to worry about all this stuff that goes on every day that I have no control over. Like I'm trying to just focus on what I can do in my life right now. And it doesn't mean that's a bad question.
Focus on the smallest,
right,
most
like,
important thing you can do.
But
Smallest,
when
most
it comes
definitive
to
thing you can do in your own life, which will improve the world in its greatest extent. And that's not, focusing on 3,000 miles away necessarily, or 8,000 miles away, or whatever it be. It may be focusing on the thing that's 2 miles away, that like your community.
I'm saying all the stuff like, yeah, you're right. God has had me more to try to just, I struggle with so much stuff personally daily that I have to keep on. I can't, it doesn't matter who's in office, like, and whether he's racist or not. I don't personally think that, but I just don't discuss a lot of politics because I see what's going on, but they're like, I'm just trying to keep myself on track because I feel like I'm here for something. And I've been told a long time ago, my potential, you know what I mean? Like the Spirit's guided me to a certain point, but it's still up to me to keep making the right moves instead of you know what I mean? Like I keep getting forward and then I have a setback, but that's part of life also.
I like this person.
I hope I didn't I wasn't sounding mean or nothing. Like,
no.
I'm just saying I tried to keep like a.
No, you were being very middle of the road. Yeah. No, I'm
like
saying,
when look, a few months ago, someone came into my chat that was actually in Gaza at the time.
Oh, really?
They asked me about pro-Israel, I said, I'm for everybody to have the right to live. I don't like war. I don't like conflict. You know what I mean? Like at first I didn't know. I didn't know if I wanted to even answer I didn't know if I wanted to answer the question. And all of a sudden I was given the right way to say it. And that's how I handled it. And the person in the chat was really cool. Matter of fact, in the middle of the chat, they had to get off because there was bombs nearby going off.
Yeah.
So my point
Honestly,
was,
in my experience, most
it
of
was
those
an interesting
people over there
experience.
are exactly like you said. In my experience, most of those people are exactly like you said in that area, in that region. But then there's that small number of bad actors, right? And
yeah, I mean,
and then there's the oppositional forces, which is the statist regime that the United States must keep propped up to the tune of over $50 million a day or so. And it's like, would Christ want more war? It's like, or less war?
Right. What I'm saying is, I'm not on the side of anything about going to war. If it has to be, and some things are inevitable. But for me personally, I'm not trying to pick sides because ultimately any of that kind of stuff's in the Creator's hands, and that's what I was told a few years back. I was like, it was shown to me that if I'm still going to ever get close to where I could be, I've got to focus more on. That's why when I was first given the name Gray Cloud, it was Gray Cloud, the gift giving scribe. I went by that for years. That's how God described me because I'm a writer and I don't write as much as I need to now. But my point being is a couple of years ago, when I was going through keeping up with all this stuff too much and trying to figure out, I knew that we're getting, you know what I mean? Like I was sober at the time. I wasn't like it was during the first 10 months that I really had a 10-month of complete sobriety from alcohol. During those months is when at some point one day the Spirit said, I want you to go by Sage of the Eternal Moment. And this is why I want you to focus on the moment. Start learning how to keep yourself. And when you get out of the moment, learn. So it's been kind of a constant. So I made a video about it and explained, because the way it was explained to me is there's another gift-giving scribe out there somewhere, and they'll get that title, not by me.
Definitely.
I don't give it to them, but one day somebody will have an experience, they'll be
maybe you
told,
slack.
hey, you know what I mean? They'll say, like, they'll have an
maybe you
experience.
slack.
That's what I was. Do
Maybe
what?
somebody else. Yeah. That title falls. to
Somebody else.
someone
Yeah, like
else.
Victoria just said she writes as well. Who knows? But I was told
man.
I'm like I wanted it to be clear that people
man.
knew. I didn't just one day wake up and go, I'm not gift giving scribe no more. I was told to just this is what you do, and like I was excited. I was like, this is weird.
Eternal moment. Yeah.
Being that the only moment we have is the moment you're in, and that's how you stay. Like
and that's why time is
we are in infinity right now, but we are but our minds only see things finite from point A to point B.
Yes.
So we're living in
because we are fallen beings. We're
living in segmented eternity.
Yes.
To experience eternity in the physical world, you have to stay in the moment. Is what I've learned.
And
like right now, I'm in the moment.
And the present is a gift.
Pardon my language, but I'm like,
no. And we should live in the moment. And the moment is the present. And the present is a gift, right? And that's all there is.
Right.
That's all there is. There's nothing beyond that. There's nothing beyond the present. There's no past, no future. Everything you are is everything you were, is everything you will be. You just have to decide.
Right now. Like,
boom.
I know where I want to go.
Bomb drop. Jeez.
Well, like right now is like I'm probably the happiest I've been in a while because right now we're just talking. I'm gelling. Like I said, I'm flowing, dude.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know I was gonna. When you asked, I'm feeling guilty because we haven't ended and been able to go and say hi to Elliot. But
oh yeah.
But Senate came in and said y'all should be supporting him, and then he got on with us anyway. So. But I understand what he was saying.
Y'all should be supporting this guy, but I'm gonna go watch Jurassic Park.
Right, but then he came on the stream, so that was cool. Like I thought maybe he was coming over from that chat and just letting us know if we didn't. But
oh yeah, well, I was in the chat probably about 10 minutes before he said that. That was when I.
What'd she say here?
America has 33 million people, probably more than that. In the U.S., but they can't find a proper president.
Oh, well, that's been the case for years. I haven't thought. Look, personally, I don't think the person that's called the president is really the one that's making. That's just also. No, I've never thought that. It's a huge working machine.
Yes. The person.
They ain't just one man going to come in and change all that. They're going to keep everything.
It's not necessarily.
So even if Biden.
Everything.
Even if Biden hadn't been like he was and he was more like Trump, it still would be the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't want to get into all that. Like I try,
and they do get to
makes
make
my headache sometimes to think about it too much.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think she's right. Like I'm not saying
I would.
I don't think Trump's perfect, but
on my channel. But I don't want to delve too far into politic crap. On your channel or anything, and it's
I just this is the way I see it.
But
there's enough people. There's enough YouTube channels. There's enough YouTube channels that talk about it all the time. It doesn't mean that if someone is my viewer that she had. I like the conversation and what she's brought up. It's really good. I'm just trying to say that personally, when it comes to some of this stuff. I don't even care to talk about it because it's so, like I said, it's out of my hands. Well, yeah, if you had Harris as president, it'd be worse, I think. I mean, what I'm saying is usually anytime there's been a presidency, I wasn't too happy with either people. Be honest with you, I've only voted one freaking time in my life. That was when I turned 18. So
I've never voted. I
voted once. I mean, it's
I believe I'm registered to vote, but I've never voted. I just.
And some people say you can't.
I don't want to give my consent
to
either. Yeah, well, that is said as well, but
you know,
I don't want to give my consent.
I'm not really complaining. It's gonna whether I vote or not, it's still gonna be the same. I didn't mean. What are you saying now? I don't buy the whole. You got to pick the lesser of two evils. If they're both evil, then I don't want to fucking make either choice.
Exactly.
So that's my right to not vote. If I don't like what's because you know what I mean. Unless I truly believe
Nailed it, man.
and it just don't work that way. I apologize for I'm not apologizing. I just realized that I did say some cuss words, but that's
yeah,
me.
right,
That's
yeah.
I'm not really trying to monitor myself. It's just she had
say,
brought that up earlier.
Yeah,
I do try to monitor myself. Anybody else that comes on my stream, I hope that people understand that other people might come on and they might say whatever, as long as they don't go too far out there. Like, to me, the topic, like as long as we don't get off into some weird vulgar topic, I don't really want to ever really go there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You ever tried to like you ever tried to do something, coordinate with someone, but like they just don't have like they're just brass. Like it, I understand, but there's a time and place for everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I being an asshole?
Yes. No, I did mention to you that my friend who I had been hanging around with, right? Who now has a fiance, right? I did mention that he was the lead singer of a Rage Against the Machine cover band. So that tells you something, right? Yeah. It's like all the hardness and everything. He still got that in him, but he doesn't. It's like it's cool down. No, I was mentioning that to Gray before the stream, but your Johnny Scab shirt, man. Yeah, I did try to talk with Johnny earlier, and yeah, he just said he was busy today.
Yeah, I noticed it, but he's been going lately where he's not as active, like and here, like it seems like now he's starting to pick back up where you're going to see, because I watched that little video yesterday. That was pretty cool of him walking the dog. Huh?
StreamYards restricted him to 5 hours a month.
Well, that's what he said a few months ago.
That's nuts. He showed it to us in the room or on stream.
Well, remember when he was saying that?
I remember he left the room.
Like I used to go into StreamYard, I think, and get 20 hours. It's not like
we get 20 hours, but
I tried to see if there was anything online about it, and I didn't. I haven't thought about it since then.
They hate Johnny.
But he started using StreamYard again.
Whatever. Maybe it's just support of the Israelis. I don't know.
What?
I'm just offering suggestions.
No, I think he's just been busy. I think he's been
get him on the stream with myself earlier. I
think he's been busy with doing whatever he does, like work wise or whatever. And then like yesterday, did you see that video he did? It's kind of a little animated type thing. Like that beginning of yesterday's video was pretty cool. I don't know if you watched it. He did like a new little. Anyway,
was that wasn't the slinking in the city one, was it?
I think so. I thought there was like a cool little intro I'd never seen right before it.
Yeah, he might have done that.
Check it out, because it starts off as something that if he's got that already, if he had already had that, I just hadn't seen it yet.
Johnny.
Oh, July 6th. Trixie said her birthday's July 6th.
July 6th. Happy early birthday.
She's a teenager, actually.
Oh, well, still happy early birthday.
No, I'm saying and I was just saying, I'm not trying to tell anybody. I don't need her to she don't have to say her age because I just don't want people to think anything weird or nothing. But this stream hasn't been that. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? There's a reason I do things the way I do it, because I know I haven't. Some of my audience are people that might be under 18, but they're still old enough that if I'm not that's why I was saying topic is real important. If someone came on here and took a direction into like a complete, if I thought I was going to be with someone and it might get too adult, then I would have an age restriction. That's why I was saying earlier, if I was going to do one where it would be more suitable to make it completely 18 and over, you know what I mean?
Here, let me see if you'll pull this up. This is this is not.
Did you share another?
Yeah, sure. I shared a thing. This is not a new intro.
Hold on, it's not.
Yeah, this is his. This is his. Homeless.
Okay, well, it's just.
You hadn't seen that
If
before?
it's so,
This is I mean, it's
okay, well, that's the first time.
there might be
I just don't remember
couple
seeing
of
that.
edits. There might be a couple of edits to it, but
Well,
yeah,
I didn't know. That's the first time I recognized. Do what?
Walks around. So his slinking in the city is he just walks around the proper city, and
No, I know.
assume
I've seen a few.
he's
But
wearing his mask. You know.
I'm gonna take it off. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What I'm getting at is I've
I
actually
haven't watched it, but so
Well,
I was wondering what you had seen.
it might be that I just have seen it and didn't remember. Like fuck, because it's been a while since I keep everyone.
And
I noticed
it's
he
also,
hadn't had a video in a little while, and that was new to me. I'm saying but my brain's like that sometimes. There's a lot of things you know that. Sometimes there's things I think I didn't see, like.
Oh yeah.
God,
well, no, it has been a long time since I've seen Johnny use that. That
okay, well then, that's what I'm getting at. Is it was new to me, or I thought it was. I can't actually swear I'd never seen it
because he did used to be homeless at some point, right? You know, and he goes into detail about that. You know, not necessarily all the time or anything. And his streams, more and more tend to be short because I believe time restrictions. But I think he's trying to use EVMux, which is something. Anyways, I think we've accomplished
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Are you thinking we should? Because there's some things because we started so early. I had not. Like usually I've been doing a walk every day and trying to get it in before it's too hot. Of course, when you asked, I was like, screw it. Let's just, because if I don't get the walk in today, I'm not going to worry about it. But I've been walking. Because I'm trying to get back to where I got to drop some weight, man. I'm too fat now.
Yeah.
I've gained a lot of weight since last year, but I've gotten so inactive and went through several different dark periods where like when I'm down and I'm stumbling and closing myself off, and I've got my diet got a little less healthy. I was eating pretty much a lot healthier last year. So I'm getting all that back straightened out. Anyway, is that what you were maybe thinking or?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, when you said
it, stream, I have been thoroughly fattened up by
Trixie says bye.
Bye.
I guess
I have been thoroughly fattened up by my friends ordering DoorDash constantly while I was there and providing me with so much alcohol, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
See you, Trixie, if you're leaving, but we're gonna.
And Victoria says she loves us so much.
Hey, Victoria. Yeah, Victoria said it's been a nice conversation. This is one of the first times Victoria's ever been able to come in and stay for this long and listen. Because she homeschools her grandchildren. She's got some grandchildren at home that she homeschools.
Much respect for that. Homeschooling. That's the way of the future. I mean, if you don't do that, it's like all hell, right?
Right. But anyway, there's so much that we could even just. But when you said something, because I've been thinking about it too, and plus, so when I end this, I'm gonna try to tend to anything I really need to get done. Won't take me long, but I just, like your morning routines. Like I've got up and made my Jesus Calling video, and then you were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Well, screw it, let's just do one." Let's just go ahead and we got it going, and because sometimes, like you've been here where there's been more people in the chat. It's just it just kind of goes back and forth. You're right. Usually it's just a handful of people, but I remember when you and Ben were on, there was like up to 11 or 12 people that day. Maybe because Ben was like, Ben had not noticed that the chat was going on pretty well. When he finally looked and we saw that we were interacting, he was like, "Oh, I didn't realize there." To me, it doesn't necessarily matter how many. I just like a good a handful of people that like to communicate back and forth
yeah.
in the chat. That'll make a stream flow a lot better. Oh
And then we
yeah,
have
Dr. Ben,
some of
that's
Ben's
our
books here. Fake News from Hell, which is based on From Hell, which is based on the inarticulate, what I want to say, whatever was surmised of the Jack the Ripper stories. We have Relaunch.
That's one I don't have. I don't have Reach yet. That looks really
which should be relaunching soon on Indiegogo.
Oh, is that relaunch? Oh, then I do have that.
Relaunch.
Is that relaunch? What is that?
Relaunch.
The cover don't look like
that. His Hulk character. Oh, that's great. Man.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that one.
Background.
I'm wanting to order a package from him.
You just click on that. Just hold that there for just a second. Done. Let's see. Let Us Get. This is a goth.
I really like that
crime novel, and this is the person who is no longer with us on this planet.
Yeah.
I suppose. And this is based on a true, real world event. This is why Patrick is no longer a Comicsgate commando, because he was witness to something terrible, and he was judged harshly for it.
Well,
there's a few jokes in there, of course, right?
Yeah, I know it's
and then there's No Legs, right?
Yeah, that one I really like too.
Yeah, you got that.
You have one that what I'm wanting to do is I've been wanting to talk to Ben about getting another package with all the things that I've already got, but pay, like send him some more money or because the way he did it is I bought something off eBay and then he threw some stuff in,
Yeah.
But I want to talk to him about, I want to purchase a package of his work and then do a little giveaway either on the channel or just on X. I was thinking about just doing it on X. Buy a package from him and then anybody that follows me on X that's Comicsgate and does like Dr. Ben might be interested in doing I don't have to do it on the channel because my channel, there's people that watch. I could do it on the channel, but I was thinking there'd be more people that
might. Compared with both. Like if you tune in to the channel, that increases your chance of, I don't know.
Right. I was thinking
I'm not entirely familiar with giveaways, but I would say do it sooner rather than later because he does have his campaign upcoming at the same time as it does seem less people are God, how do I want to phrase this? It's like it seems as if less people who he thought were his associates and friends are even less willing to promote or share or maybe even have him on any longer.
Okay.
I
know. I don't want to get
to you, but
I didn't know any. Well, anyway, let's not. I was thinking you were talking about something we talked about before we went live.
Oh no, no,
not just that.
But it's like no, it's another one of them things. Like oh well, so and so said this, right? So
I don't know, man. Like I've never understood. I don't know what he's. Anyway, I like him. He's cool with me. I'm cool with him.
He's antagonistic to a very few amount of people, and he may have ruffled some feathers. Let's put it that way, right?
No, that's what I understand. And I mean, that's.
And that's.
I would like to think.
That's what we all may do at some point in time. It's like by saying something like about John's long box.
Well, see, I even still
crack me up with the stuff you guys are putting in.
I know, and I still follow John. It's just, and I'm still subscribed to him.
I had a good back and forth with John in the Dawn's chat, and Dawn had to basically time John out, even though John's a moderator and Dawn is working for John as well.
I
He's
remember
like,
you saying
I'm
that.
not
It's
going to
just-
have you saying this in the room. And I'm like, wait, are you talking to me because I was presenting something? Yeah, I was saying
I
something
only-
earlier, man. And it just
I
took
only
me by
made what I
surprise. I'm
made
like,
about
whoa,
it. 'Cause
I haven't seen Don like that.
yeah, but very rarely will you see
You got to
do
put
something
somebody
like
in their
that.
place sometimes.
Like I'm not happy. Like I don't even really keep up with him anymore. But at one time we did discuss back and forth a little bit. I remember when I first subscribed to him, he was still pretty. Like his channel was a lot smaller. Just like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It amazes me that people I thought that I have never had a problem with, and then when I see them creating like certain shit, like, but Johnny told me a long time ago something, and I was like, oh, I didn't. And then he's like, well, you can follow whoever you want. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know. Like, it's like there was a reason that John. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know the whole history of anything, and like, I try to not like. Even if it's someone I'm not like fond of anymore, I try to not be. There's one creator that here recently, and I'm not going to say their name, but I've been following them for a long time, and I finally unfollowed them.
Yeah.
Like I even have some of their stuff, and like,
I've done that. I've done that before. Yeah.
And it's just like I'm like, it's not because they did anything to me. It's just I see the bullshit, and I'm like, I don't even want to be like associated anymore. Like I don't care.
Yes.
And I haven't been associated with them in a long time. It's just the fact that I finally was like, I can't do this. I just don't want to follow them, and I don't have to. It's just
what that's what I've said about the Comicsgate Commandos. It's like, still, I will defend, a person getting their YouTube struck.
Right. Well, like I have no problem with Patrick because I've never had an issue with him. But I don't know him that well.
Hey, I still follow I've had a lot of issues with Patrick.
I know. I remember when I first met you on Johnny's stream. Y'all were talking about it a little bit then.
It's like it's all very unnecessary stuff, and the Don was simplifying so much stuff.
Well,
it doesn't need. He was using Embry as an example, and he's like, I don't want to play this Yanafui song, right? He's like, I don't want to play this Yanafui song. Is this about Embry? Oh, I don't want to play this song because this is all just. And I'm like, yes, you're right. You are 100% right. Thank you. Now I don't have to, have this song up and in my head again because it was in my head for 2 or 3 days after I heard it because of its catchy rhythm or whatever. But it's like stuff doesn't need to be so dramatic. The guy wants to leave, let him go. What is the problem? What can you guys not get? Oh, wait, I
know. I mean, I still follow Richard too.
We put so much money into his campaign, $5 at a time or whatever it be, right? And
I've got I got the Blood and Sword.
I have the digital.
But
I don't need too many physicals of anything, honestly. So Richard is.
I just personally like physicals. Like I just want the physical. Plus, I'm on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff I might explore if I was on a laptop or a big computer. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you were just. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just rambling. Man, you should have heard me on my fucking. You should have heard me on my fucking Semi Silver stream, man. I was just rambling.
I'm trying to figure out.
Only Dennis was there, and maybe Omer showed up. And man, I was just rambling about such and such, right? About a certain person who, when they came into the space, it was just nothing but drama afterwards. And they make stuff about drama and they monetize it, right? Anytime anybody attacks them, it's this person is evil. And I'm a victim, and so that gets them money. I didn't show this.
We must have lost signal. My thing says, "Hold on, we're reconnected to the."
Oh, really? It's still ticking. It's still ticking for me.
It said we're trying to connect back to activate that chat. Enable channels here. What? I don't know what that means.
All right. You kill it. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Victoria.
No, hold on a minute. No, hold on. It's working.
Who else is?
No, maybe it ain't.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's about time too. And Swillbilly.
Well, I didn't know. Like the only thing I could do would be turn off the connection to my channel and turn it back on, but I don't know what that would do. I don't know if it's still.
You could leave the room and try to come back into it again.
Well, we were going to try to wrap it up anyway. Do you even know if it's still?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Is my chat seems totally clear. It says 2 watching now.
I think we just lost connection for a second, and Restream was like, "I'm trying to connect back to your channel." Then it said to activate the chat, I have to turn it, but my channel's still on. Like when I go into where you pick out where you want to send the stream. But we were going to wrap it up anyway. So, but if it's not ending, it'll probably just show like it just ended. Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's still live. It's still live. It's still ticking.
Are we on there?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, I'm figuring since that happened, we might as well we were talking about trying to wrap it up anyway. I've enjoyed it, man. I wasn't trying to be like
no.
Anyway, I think you get it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Victoria.
Okay.
What is my channel name? You can find me on Rev Self-Destruct or Self-Destruct Reviews, which I honestly need to make some reviews.
Yeah, I don't think you really have
enough, right? For the channel name, I need to make some reviews, but I go live.
Oh, you don't. So
sometimes
reviews doesn't. You don't have anything on there. Like, did you not do anything yet on there? Like, I can't remember.
Only semi-sober live streams.
Okay.
I have.
That's what I was thinking. That you've just done some live streams, and then some of them you don't even.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's much appreciated, though, isn't it? If she subscribed.
Oh, definitely. I'll be.
Like, if you ever plan on actually making content and there's videos and stuff, that's still good to keep things being built up. You know, like even if you're just live streaming right now, each subscriber is going to add to when you do decide to start doing like that makes sense, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was my plan, and then it's like demoralization. You know, right? Yeah. Demoralization hit me, and it's like
I gotta put my shoes on because I do have to get
CG demoralization. It's like, well, whatever, you know. It just hit me. It's
right.
Like, I'll do what I do when I do it.
Well, dude, let's wrap it up. I appreciate everybody being here. Unless you have one more thing to say, but I think we were trying to do that, and I really have to get some things doing. Much love, brother. Ditto to everybody. Y'all have a wonderful day.